another broadcast of high school sports here on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. We want to say thanks to all the community-spirited businesses who bring you our coverage. We hope that you'll join us thanking those sponsors by giving them your patronage. Now, let's go live for our coverage of exciting sports action on Central Nebraska Sports Source.
And good evening, everybody. We welcome you live to Callaway, Nebraska for live coverage of high school basketball on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. Tonight, South Loup, Arnold, and Callaway hosts Arcadia Loup City for a girls and boys basketball doubleheader. As we begin our broadcast tonight, we do it like we always do by saying thanks to the wonderful businesses who are bringing it to you. Sponsoring our coverage on the radio tonight include Callaway Market, Loup City Auto Parts, Lyons Appliance, First State Insurance, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Moshka's Building Center, Bangley Well Service, Agribest Feeds, Mills Hardware, Kushak's Hardware and Variety Store, and Plant River Outdoors. Also brought to you by Loup Agency and Loup Realty, Rocks Underground, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Rain Dance Repair, and A1 Auto Repair. Our radio coverage also being brought to you in part tonight by these businesses that are sponsoring all of our radio sports coverage this season. They include the Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Custer Federal State Bank, Aero Seed, Rods Body and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Mead Lumber, Brent Custer, your local shelter insurance agent, A to Z Lawn Pro, Squire Septic Service of Myrna, Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Bruning Bank, the Garden Center, Sargent Irrigation, and Duda Plumbing. We're also presenting a live video stream of tonight's games, and we'll come back and tell you more about that right after you hear this.
At the Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to give thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Where in the world did 2022 go? The new year is here. Don't start it off on the wrong foot with an appliance that makes you a bummer to be around. Talk to Brent and the crew at Lyons Appliance in Broken Bow. Their top priority is getting an appliance in your home that simply makes life easier. From fridges and deep freezes to washers, dryers, grills, griddles, smokers, and more. Visit Lyons Appliance in Broken Bow. Happy New Year from Lyons Appliance, Broken Bow.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcat all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loup Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58.
They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Hi, this is Abby, the in-house designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252, and ask for Abby.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
And we bring you back live to Callaway High School, side of our girls and boys basketball doubleheader as South Loop hosts Arcadia Loup City. Well, as we mentioned earlier before we went to break, our games tonight are also on our live video stream, which you can access tonight on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and Sandhills Express YouTube channel. It'll be accompanied by our radio call, and making it all possible on the video stream tonight, we want to say thanks to A1 Auto Repair in Arnold, First State Insurance and Pinnacle Bank of Arnold, also Two Ski Welding and Moshka's Building Center. Our live video stream tonight also being brought to you in part by The Grocery Cart, Colligan, Del Moniger, and Tim Wright in Broken Bow, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Palmer Monument, Meade Lumber, Lyons Appliance in Broken Bow, Nebraska State Bank, Agland ATV, Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers, Insurance of the Heartland, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, Broken Bow Livestock, Sandhills Custom Creations, Moline Seed and Fence, and AgriBest Feeds. A big thanks to all of those sponsors making our live video stream possible tonight. Again, you can access it by going to sandhillsexpress.com, click on the live stream, or you can go directly to the Sandhills Express Facebook page or Sandhills Express YouTube channel. Should be a great night of area basketball. The girls' game will be up first. South Loop taking on Arcadia Loup City. We'll come back and set the matchup for you right after these words.
AgriBest Feeds in Callaway has them. Putting your cows on stalks? Consider AgriBest molasses-free Sweet Pro tubs that come with a complete mineral package, plus probiotin digestive aid that helps cattle consume up to 25% less forage. They also carry livestock equipment from Powder River and Tartar, and they carry aerial equipped chutes and portable tub alley systems. Don't forget they stock vet supplies, pet and poultry feed, and dry shod boots. At AgriBest Feeds, proud to bring you this sports broadcast featuring the South Loop Bobcats.
If you've ever seen the Milwaukee tool display at Mills Hardware in Arnold, you probably thought it was as big as it could ever be. Well, you better go back and see it again soon, because it's even bigger. The display is now 350 feet long. 3 aisles of Milwaukee tools that lead the industry in durability and performance. Simply put, the selection and knowledge you'll get when you choose Mills Hardware is going to be top-notch. Mills Hardware in Arnold, proud to be the area's premier Milwaukee connection.
Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City is open for you from 8 until 6 Monday to Saturday and Sunday from 9 until 1. When it comes to your lawn and garden for any season, shop Kushock Hardware and Variety. They invite you to do your gift shopping with them too. In the basement, Platte River Outdoors holds a full-service archery and outdoor supply shop with all the brands you know and love. Happy to help bring you this broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City.
Loup Agency Loup Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Brock's Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
Have you heard the buzz?
Yeah, it's got to be my neighbor's Beehive.
Beehive?
Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag.
Cool, what's it do?
Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, end gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots.
Really? The subscription must be expensive.
No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
New location, same great service. A1 Auto Repair is still in Arnold, excited to get you on the road or keep you there. 110 East 7th, otherwise known as the old John Deere Implement, the former Mills Hardware location, the last building on the south side of Arnold, the first building going north into town, the building south of the Baptist Church, the building on the east just before the Highway 40 bridge. No matter how you describe it, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold invites you to stop by and say hi soon at their new digs.
And we welcome you back to Callaway High School. Getting close to the tip-off now for Game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. Girls game will be up first as South Loup gets ready to take on Arcadia Loup City. Well, as we start to set up the matchup for you, South Loup, boy, what a season. They started 1-4. They won one of their first 5 games, but since then, South Loup has won 6 of their last 7, and they come in at 7-5 overall. Meanwhile, Arcadia Loup City will look to build off their 3rd win of the season, which came their last time out back on the 12th of January when they defeated Riverside 48-28. And we welcome to the broadcast area Jeremy Scheib, who will help us call tonight's games. Well, partner, here we are, kind of the calm before the storm. We all know what the weather is going to do or supposed to do tonight and tomorrow, but hey, we're all here safe, and it should be a great night of basketball this evening.
It should be, and, you know, figuratively and literally, it's the calm before the storm, because this is the time of year where coaches are asking the most of the teams that they're coaching. They want those fundamentals to be sound. They want the little things to be done right. And now they can start perfecting things before you head into that thicker part of the season that includes conference tournaments, sub-districts, and district finals. This is where you really have to hone in on being a good, complete team that knows how to play well together and has a good feel for your teammates on the floor.
Yeah, well said. And the other thing, too, is you're now at the part of the season where you really want to start building your resume even more for sub-districts, like you said, because here's an opportunity to continue to build your points, maybe increase your seeding a little bit as you start to think about the postseason, which all of a sudden isn't too far away. Well, the two teams are taking their pregame warm-ups, and we're not too far away from tip-off. It'll be South Loup and Arcadia Loup City. Girls game up first. Boys game will follow. Again, we're live on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. And we have the live video stream going as well, which you can access on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and Sandhills Express YouTube channel. Back with more right after this.
We do. We've got spirit. How about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loup Bobcats, and Selma Murray debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The Grocery Cart is proud to bring you this sports broadcast. The case is always full of delicious food you can have right away, or talk to the staff about your upcoming event and they'll make food for you. There's a wide selection of salads, and don't forget Chester's chicken buckets and strips. If the occasion calls for a cake, you can have it decorated how you'd like. Call the GK Deli at 872-2206 or stop by inside the grocery cart in Broken Bow.
Government-guaranteed loans have great advantages to propel you towards starting your business or selling your business, including long-term fixed interest rates, 30-year repayment terms, and limited down payment or equity requirements, and blue sky funding. The list of what they can be used for is even longer. Custer Federal State Bank has the solutions and programs to make your vision a reality. Talk to their lending team today. Custer Federal State Bank, member FDIC.
Are prairie dogs wreaking havoc in your pastures? Then get rid of them with Rosol from Aeroseed. Rosol is a restricted-use pesticide approved for use on prairie dogs by licensed pesticide applicators between October 1st and March 15th. Rosol is an easy-to-use bait that provides excellent acceptance, has superior weatherability, and proven reliability. To learn more about Rosol, call or stop by Aeroseed in Broken Bow today.
And as we bring you back to Callaway High School, time to start setting up your starting lineups for tonight's girls' game. We'll start first with South Loup. They're 7-5 on the season, as we mentioned. Coached this season by Brian Hansen and assisted by Brooke Moore. The projected starting five for South Loup, their lineup tonight being brought to you by J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency of Callaway. As your local independent insurance agency, they can offer coverage by many of the most respected companies in the nation. Call 836-2245. Projected starting five for South Loup tonight: Taylor Ross, 5'10 senior; Abby Stahlbaumer, 5'9 senior; Bryn Schwartz, 5'7 junior; Ava Pandor, 5'5 senior; and Lauren Johnson, a 5'5 senior. We'll take one final timeout. When we come back, we'll set up the starting five for Arcadia Loup City, and we'll have the tip. It's coming up next on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
When your car gets dented, dinged, smashed, or smacked, the last thing you should have to worry about is it being in the right hands to get it fixed. When you choose Rod's Body and Paint in Broken Bow, your vehicle will leave their shop looking great. Don't forget, Rod can also help you with those windshield chips. Take care of them before they get worse and cost you more money. If your windshield already needs replaced, they can do that too. Rod's Body and Paint on the curve, west of Broken Bow.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111. Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
The student athletes you are cheering on during this broadcast practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work and alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
Ready or not, here comes the chilly season. Are you already noticing some cold drafts coming into your home, chilling the air? Don't make your heating system work harder than it needs to. Talk to Mead Lumber in Broken Bow about insulation solutions to keep the cold where it belongs, outside. The helpful staff at Mead Lumber in Broken Bow can offer solutions that will save you money when the weather gets chilly. Talk to them today, East Highway 2, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, the sweetest fruits of life come from serving others. And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
Contact Shelter Insurance Agent Brent Custer at 872-5105.
A to Z Lawn Pro is moving, but don't worry. They'll continue to offer their great services such as fertilizer, weed, and bare ground programs. Plus, they'll help you with grass seedings during the spring and fall seasons. Their new shop will be at their house. The address is 2056 North 9th Avenue. A handy payment drop box will be out front. Their phone number's changing too. It's now 308-870-1762. A couple of changes, but the same great service from A to Z Lawn Pro.
As we come back to Callaway, time to set up your starting lineups for Arcadia Loup City. They're brought to you tonight as a service of Joe's Market in Loup City, offering the best homemade Polish sausage and ring bologna anywhere, plus a wide variety of fresh meats and produce, as well as weekly specials to stretch your food budget. Joe's Market in Loup City. Starting five for Arcadia Loup City tonight: Eva Jackson, 5'8" sophomore; Landry Luce, 5'7" senior; Olivia Fitzgerald, 5'7" sophomore; Mallory Tuma, 5'8" senior; and Nicole Shaleski, a 5'7" sophomore. Arcadia Loup City coached by Jason Bott, assisted this season by Tara Cashlin and Tazy Scott. And they tip it off, and it's controlled by South Loup. Right to the rim is Lauren Johnson, but the shot rejected by Shaleski, and now Arcadia Loup City coming back the other way. Shaleski skips it across to Luce. Luce dribbles into the corner as South Loup picks up the defense man-to-man in the half court, as we are just underway with high school basketball on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. Eva Jackson sends it right side. Now in the corner it goes to Tuma. Tuma gives it back off to Jackson. Now Tuma again in the corner. She'll launch it from deep. Short, no good. And the rebound controlled by Abby Stahlbaumer of South Loup. Bryn Schwarz will swing it off to the wing to Ava Pandorf. Now back over to Schwarz. Schwarz enters it into the post. Now out to Johnson. Back over to Pandorf. Arcadia Loup City starts off in zone defense as Johnson drives and shoots. No good. Rebound Stahlbaumer. Putback wouldn't go, and the loose ball picked up by Ava Pandorf. Now it's Johnson with it. Lauren finds Ava Pandorf to Stahlbaumer. Kick out pass to Schwarz for a three. That's off the back iron. No good, but the offensive rebound to Pandorf. She'll shoot it from deep. It's off. No good. Rebound Ross. Put back. No, but she is fouled. South Loup crashing the offensive glass here in the opening minute.
Yeah, they are. Besides that one rebound they got on the other side of the floor, 4 offensive rebounds there if you're able to keep up with them this trip down.
So Taylor Ross at the free throw line, and the first one no good. Ross, 5'10" senior. She has led the rebounding effort through the season for South Loup. Leading the team in rebounds coming in, and she makes 1 of 2 from the free throw line to put South Loup on the board first. Bobcats with the backcourt pressure. Steal by Stahlbaumer into Ross. Puts it up, no good, but she's fouled, and Taylor Ross will go right back to the free throw line.
They're going to get this one on Mallory Tuma, just trying to recover defensively and make that shot tougher. Made it too tough, committing the foul.
And the first free throw is good. Taylor makes the first. 2-0 South Loup. Just over a minute gone here in the opening period. Game 1 of our doubleheader. The boys' game will follow. Second free throw coming up for Ross. It's on its way, and it is no good. Rimmed out. Trying to keep it alive is Johnson, and she does. Lauren Johnson got her hands on it, going for the offensive rebound, and then it ended up going off the hands of Landry Luce out of bounds. So South Loup has it. They'll inbound on the baseline. Entry pass Pandorf, long 2-point jumper, no good. Rebound Stahlbaumer, put back, no good. They fight for the board, and finally the Rebels are able to clear. Ahead of everybody is Shaleski at the other end. Left-hand layup, good, and we are tied.
Well, that was good, quick work getting it up to the court and getting a quick shot before South Loup could settle their defense in.
Arcadia Loup City with the pressure. South Loup breaks it. Here's Johnson going to the rim, and she'll be fouled. So Lauren Johnson will go to the free throw line.
They're going to get this one on Shaleski, just trying to recover a little bit. Abby Stahlbaumer doing a good job there. She had a look herself, but it would have been tough right in the middle of the lane. She gave it up to her teammate, Lauren Johnson, who had maybe a little bit better angle to be able to use the glass.
First of 2 off the mark for Lauren, and now the second. On its way, and it is good. Made 1 of 2, and South Loup takes the lead at 3-2. Nearly 2 minutes gone here in this opening period. Into the game now for Arcadia Loup City is Tatum Kapuska. Kapuska cut off at the elbow. Now at the top of the key with it is Shaleski. Off to Jackson. 3-2 our score. South Loup with the early lead. Kapuska tries to drive baseline, now gives it up. Loose off to Jackson. Jackson will drive in, take the tough contested shot, no good. Rebound, Bryn Schwarz. Schwarz, crossover dribble, goes by Shaleski. Brings it down the left side of the floor. Little stutter move, now goes to the rim and scores.
Well, and that was a great job by Taylor Ross. Kind of sent a little miniature rub screen in the lane.
Now a steal in the backcourt by Schwarz. Layup good, and a timeout, Arcadia Loup City. Just like that, our South Loup has opened up a 5-point lead. 5:25 to go in the first. Timeout on the court. 7-2 is your score. South Loup in front.
On the list of worst emergencies to have.
Absolutely.
The next time you're facing one, give Squires Septic Service a call. 870-0717. He's ready to take your call 24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
His sewer camera can find problems fast to save you money. Plus, he can clear drains with Roto-Rooter or Jetter. Oh, and Gary has Porta units too. Squires Septic Service of Myrna. 870-0717. Don't wait to call until it's too late.
Absolutely not.
And we come back to Callaway High School. Just underway here in the opening period. South Loup out to a 7-2 lead. And early on, Jeremy, two things that strike me. The defense of South Loup has caused a couple of Arcadia Loup City turnovers, but South Loup, kind of owning things in the opening 2 minutes on the glass.
Yeah, they're leading rebounds 7-1 at the moment. And a lot of that's on the offensive side, resulting in Bobcats going to the free throw line or getting more shots up for scores.
Backcourt pressure applied by South Loup coming out of the timeout. Rebels able to break it. Pass into the lane area to Olivia Fitzgerald, and then Landry Luce whistled for a travel, so Arcadia Loup City turns it over. South Loup basketball. Josie Reif is into the game now for South Loup. Ross will send it ahead to Pandorf. Pandorf down the left side of the floor. Double teamed right there on the sideline, and Pandorf turns it over.
Yeah, that's the number one area where a coach never likes to see anybody on their team pick it up. You give the defense an extra defender with that timeline at half court.
Fitzgerald throws it into Kapuska. Kapuska will hand it off to Shaleski, and Arcadia Loup City will operate 5-on-5 in the half court. Shaleski swings it left side to Jackson. Now back to Shaleski. They get it to the high post to Kapuska. Takes it down the lane. Now kicks it out to Fitzgerald. And again, the Rebels have to reset. Jackson will look to drive now. Puts up the tough contested jumper. No good. Rebound, though, to Fitzgerald. Put back attempt wouldn't go, but she is fouled. And that'll send Olivia Fitzgerald to the free throw line.
They're going to get Josie on that one. And Fitzgerald did the exact right thing. She got the rebound and went right back up with it before South Loup could recover and probably force that foul.
Fitzgerald makes the first. Substitutions for both teams. Mallory Tuma back in for Arcadia Loup City, and we'll see Haley Recoy for the first time tonight for the Bobcats. Second free throw attempt by Fitzgerald, no good. South Loup with the basketball. We've played a little over 2 minutes here in this opening quarter. Josie Reif handles it on the wing. Now passes off to Pandorf. Skip pass over to Schwarz. Bryn finds Ross at the high post. Kicks it out to Pandorf. Tries to drive baseline. Now sends it into Ross. Goes to the rim and scores.
Well, that's just good patience by Taylor. She just kind of did a little half pump fake and let the defense go by.
Backcourt pressure forces another turnover. South Loup with the steal. Schwarz off to Reif. The open jumper, no good. Rebound Ross, put back, no good. Fight for the rebound. Reif has it. And again, South Loup gets another chance. Schwarz out to Pandorf for a three. Off the mark, no good. And it will go out of bounds and belong to Arcadia Loup City.
10-2 is the rebounding gap led by South Loup right now. They're just dominating the boards.
Well, we got a momentary delay as they're going to come over and, well, it looks like they're going to wipe off the basketball.
Well, and big props to the mom sitting in the front row here. She's got a diaper bag available. One of the players was standing over there, and she handed her a baby wipe right
Nice.
out of the front row in the stands. And you can always depend on a mom to have the baby wipes ready.
They are always prepared, aren't they? Tatum Kapuska will enter it in for Arcadia Loup City. The baseball pass ahead, but as she went to throw it, she took a step forward and stepped over the baseline. So that's going to be a turnover, and the ball belongs to South Loup as they will inbound underneath their own basket. Schwartz to trigger it in. Entry pass to Reif. They bounce it down low to Stahlbomber. Stahlbomber lost it. Picked up by Recoy. Out to Reif for the open look. It's off the mark, no good, but another rebound for the Bobcats. Johnson's going to shoot it, no good. They fight for the board, and Recoy comes up with it. Here is Schwartz. Bryn had the ball knocked away, but the loose ball chased down by Reif. South Loup with the ball. 3:30 to go, first quarter. South Loup 9, Arcadia Loup City 3. Lauren Johnson passes off to Schwartz. Bryn takes one bounce. Skip pass intended for Johnson, but it was out of her reach, and South Loup turns it over.
Well, now the Bobcats able to set up defensively, and, you know, the Rebels have had the best success when they've caught the Bobcats off guard in transition. Now the South Loup Bobcats able to set up in that half-court defense ahead of time.
End of the game for Arcadia Loup City is Brianna Lewick. She handles it now, guarded by Reif. Now gives it up to Kapuska. Tatum Kapuska looking, now puts it on the floor, trying to go around Johnson. Does, takes the shot, no good. And the rebound secured by Taylor Ross. Off to Pandorf, under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. South Loup leading 9-3. Pandorf will dribble to her right, now send it off to Reif. Reif back to Johnson now. They find Ross at the high post, out to Reif for the open look. It's good. Josie Reif knocks it down. And the lead is 8 for South Loup. At the other end, a pass intended for Mallory Tuma, a little bit out of her reach, and Arcadia Loup City turns it over.
Well, we'll see if the Rebels try to front that high post look. Offenses that run that, they like to go through that high post, and South Loup has shown that, and it's kind of the key to their offense.
Josie Reif passes off to Johnson, gets the return pass, finds Ross at the high post, dribbles in, takes the shot, no good. Rebound fought for, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by South Loup. Bryn Schwartz coming back in for South Loup. Josie Reif will come out, so the Bobcats now have their starting 5 on the floor as we've got 2:13 remaining in the first quarter. Pass intended for Shaleski, saved it from going out of bounds, but into the hands of Stahlbomber. Now Pandorf has a pass deflected. Shaleski ripping it away, and they're going to call a jump ball first. Possession arrow pointing to the Rebels. 2:01 to go first quarter. South Loup 11, Arcadia Loup City 3. Inbounds pass to Kapuska. Tatum, crossover dribble, goes by Ross. Now gives it up to Shaleski. Good recovery by Ross. Defensively, looked like the Rebels might be able to get to the rim, but they were not able to. Jackson will pass it off to Shaleski on the wing. Uses the ball screen, dribbles to her right, now passes that way to Lewick. Lewick cut off down in the lane area. Nice nifty pass to Fitzgerald, but she could not finish at the rim.
Well, that was a nice pass. It's so hard to pass in traffic to a teammate that's only a couple feet away from you, but she made it look natural.
Here is Stahlbomber, goes to the rim and scores. And the lead is 10 now for the Bobcats. Nearing a minute left to go in the first quarter. Another steal. Taylor Ross had it knocked away out of bounds. It's going to go off of Arcadia Loup City. But again, South Loup's pressure forcing an Arcadia Loup City turnover. And the Bobcats will have it on their side of the floor with 1:09 left to go in the first. Schwartz will throw it into Pandorf. Open look for 3. It's off, no good. The long rebound chased down by Bryn Schwartz. Another rebound for South Loup. Pandorf to Schwartz, skips it across to Johnson. Open look, it is good. Boy, South Loup looking really sharp here in the opening quarter. They now have opened up a 12-point lead. Now a foul in the backcourt. Johnson applying pressure. Going to be whistled for the foul.
Well, despite things kind of being helter-skelter at times, both of these teams collectively have only committed 5 fouls. There's just been really good defense played, and without fouling. The advantage here not only on the scoreboard but on the rebounding as well for South Loup. They've got 15 rebounds to Arcadia Loup City's 2.
40 seconds left to go in the quarter. Arcadia Loup City with the ball, and they throw it away. So we'll see what South Loup chooses to do. If they kind of take the air out of it a little bit, try to play for the final shot. And Bryn Schwartz certainly taking her time, bringing it across half court. Schwartz will swing it off to Pandorf. Now gets the return pass as we near 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Schwartz keeping the bounce alive, now gives it up to Pandorf. We got 15 seconds left to go in the first. Here's Schwartz with it, nearing 10 to go, and South Loup now will have to put it in motion. Pandorf going to be fouled, as coming in to commit the foul, Jillian Holbert, the freshman, checked into the game just a moment ago, picks up her first foul of the night. South Loup to inbound with 7 seconds in the quarter. Pandorf a three. It's off, no good, but a foul going to be called. Olivia Fitzgerald coming out, trying to put pressure on the shot taken by Pandorf, made contact, and now Pandorf's going to go to the line and shoot 3. And the first, no good. Callaway has always been one of those places that gets eerily quiet.
It does, yeah.
When the free throw shooter steps to the line and the radio announcer never knows what to do because he doesn't want to be too loud and be the only one being heard. Pandorf makes the second.
Yeah, and it doesn't help we're basically wearing earmuffs up here, and the volume we think we're speaking is about 5 times what we actually are.
Third free throw by Pandorf. Good, made 2 of 3. 4.5 seconds to go in the quarter. Will Arcadia Loup City get a shot off? Oh, they do. Here it is at the buzzer, but it's off the mark. And that's the end of the first. After 1 quarter of basketball, your score, South Loup 17, Arcadia Loup City 3. Back for the second quarter after this.
Broken Bow is all about gearing you up for sports, whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands. They have it. Right now through February 4th, all regular price shoes are marked at 20% off. So head through their door on the west side of the square and bring your feet to do some test fitting. Geared for Sports, open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
Friendly rivals, hometown pride, wearing your school's colors. Small towns are brought together cheering on their favorite teams. Agland ATV knows how hard the athletes and coaches work year-round and are proud to help sponsor the games of our customers and their kids and grandkids. We have built relationships with many of these families through the years and are proud of their success. Best of luck to all the local athletes from Agland ATV in Broken Bow.
872-3424.
Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow, 872-3424.
Fort County Heating and Air owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. They are there for you during this cold weather, so be prepared. Call Fort County Heating and Air in Broken Bow. Call 872-2258. Start of the second quarter, South Loup leading at 17-3, and they have the ball to start the second. Bryn Schwartz had the ball knocked away, picks it up, finds Ross at the rim. First attempt no good, got her own rebound, and then draws the foul. Well, Jeremy, there's just no question the big difference in this game right now has been what South Loop's been able to do on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and in general on the glass, they out-rebounded Arcadia Loup City in that first quarter, 15-2. Usually, right around halftime, I'm reading total rebounding numbers for a half at right around that 15 mark. So they're setting quite the pace on the glass.
First free throw good by Taylor Ross. Now the second one, and it is good. Made them both. And the lead is now 19-3 in favor of South Loup. Arcadia Loup City's had some trouble with the full court pressure, but this time they're able to break it as they send it ahead to Eva Jackson. Eva now will pass it off to Landry Luce. Luce out to Shaleski. And the Rebels will operate 5-on-5 in the half court. Just underway, second quarter. South Loop leading 19-3. Shaleski bounces it to Luce. They find Tuma for the elbow jumper. No good. Rebound fought for, loose, and finally secured by Abby Stahlbaumer of South Loop. Schwarz will lead the break, sends it ahead to Pandorf. Pandorf dumps it inside to Ross. Out to Reif for the open look. Off the back iron, no good. They fight for the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Tuma going to the floor trying to corral it. And as she does, Abby Stahlbaumer reaches in and forces the jump ball. But the possession arrow will keep it in the hands of Arcadia Loop City. Rebels to inbound it. Shaleski will bring it ahead with the bounce. Shaleski will cross half court. Crossover dribble to her left. Sends it that way to Fitzgerald. Now gets the return pass. Shaleski swings it right side off to Luce. Now it's Tuma. Too loose on the give and go. Gets to the rim. Can't score, but the rebound and the putback is there for Eva Jackson. Count the basket, and she's fouled.
Great play by Eva. Got the rebound, put it right back up again. No hesitation. Didn't wait for the defense to settle in. Just went right for it, and it paid off.
So Jackson will try to complete the three-point play, and she does not. Left it just a little bit short, and the rebound secured by Josie Reif of South Loop. Off to Schwarz. Bryn will hand it off to Pandorf. Pandorf calls for the ball screen. Pick and roll with Stahlbaumer, but she loses the ball into the hands of Shaleski. Shaleski going to go right to the rim. Now pass off to Fitzgerald. Shot no good. They fight for the rebound. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Arcadia Loop City.
Well, in transition, you can't hope for a better shot than that. Fitzgerald gets one right at the rim. Just couldn't quite get her to fall home.
Now some full court pressure applied by the Rebels. South Loop able to break it. Reif with it. Off to Schwarz now. Bryn trying to go down the lane. Kicks it out to Pandorf. About 2 minutes gone here in the second. South Loop has led the entire way. They lead 19-5. Schwarz a three off the mark, no good. Reif chasing after it, but not able to get there in time as it goes out of bounds off of South Loop. Well, again, South Loop started the season 1-4. But since then, they've won 6 of their last 7. Playing very good basketball as of late, and they're off to a good start here tonight as they lead 19-5. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Arcadia Loop City with the ball. Shaleski will send it left side over to Fitzgerald. Gets the return pass. Dribbles to her right, sends it that way to Luce, and now gets it back. Arcadia Loop City swings it around the perimeter. Now finds Kapuska at the high post, but the ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. They fight, they scramble, and it's finally secured by South Loop. Johnson inside to Reif. Reif will put it up and score. Again, South Loop able to take advantage of a Rebel turnover, and Arcadia Loop City turns it over again. Schwarz, the pass for Ross, through her hands out of bounds, and South Loop turns it over.
Arcadia Loop City with 11 turnovers unofficially by my mark. South Loop with 5.
Inbounds pass deflected and knocked away by Taylor Ross. It'll stay with Arcadia Loop City. 5:20 to go in the first half. South Loop 21, Arcadia Loop City 5. Shaleski will throw it in, and she throws it into Lewick. Lewick going to go right to the rim and score. Boy, what a great aggressive move by the freshman Brianna Lewick. Now back the other way at South Loop. Bryn Schwarz with it. Bryn at the top of the key. Sends it off to Lauren Johnson. Johnson tries to get to the rim, puts it up in traffic, no good. And we got a foul called. They're going to say that Johnson was whistled for the offensive foul, and I think that'll be her second. It is.
You are correct.
Can you say that again? What did you just say?
You're correct.
You are correct. Wow. Thanks. I just don't hear that very often. So
you don't get many of those?
I got to take advantage of that when I can.
Okay. I'll try to mix those in throughout the evening.
Well, I hope I give you an opportunity to do so. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Arcadia Loop City with the ball, trailing by 14. Landry loose, drives baseline, cut off by Ross. Now sends it to Kapuska. Kick out past Lewick. Lewick in traffic, puts it up, and it rolls off the rim, no good. They fight for the rebound, and it's into the hands of South Loup. Ava Pandorf will lead the break back the other way. Pandorf will pull up for a three, no good. Rebound Reif, put back, no good. Rebound Ross, put back, no good. They fight for the rebound, and finally Arcadia Loup City has it. Lewick ahead to Shaleski. Shaleski going to put it up, and it will not go in. It rolled off the rim and just would not go down. South Loup with the ball. Under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. South Loup 21, Arcadia Loup City 7. Pandorf off to Reif. Reif calls for the ball screen, dribbles to her left, sends it that way to Pandorf, dumps it inside to Ross, turnaround jumper, no good, and it's going to be into the hands of Arcadia Loup City. The outlet pass intended for Landry loose. Knocking it away, I believe, was Schwartz. It goes out of bounds and will belong to Arcadia Loup City.
Well, the guards for the Bobcats are really good at closing gaps when they're in that full court press quickly. An open pass becomes a not open pass very quickly against their speed.
Brianna Lewick sends it off to Olivia Fitzgerald, guarded by Josie Reif. South Loop's been man-to-man defensively all night. Nice dump down inside to Mallory Tuma, who goes glass and scores. Arcadia Loup City starting to fight back. They're to within 12. Here's Stahlbomber at the other end. Stahlbomber to Reif, puts it up, can't score. They fight for the rebound. Still loose and finally controlled by Josie Reif, and then she got whistled for a double dribble. Full court pressure now shown by South Loup. We'll see if Arcadia Loup City can break it. Lewick in some trouble, puts it on the floor, dribbles through traffic. Now it's a 3-on-2 break. Bounce pass to Kapuska, puts it up and scores.
Wow. Good offense there from the Rebels. I don't know how Brianna Lewick found space over there to dribble out of that double team.
At the other end, Pandorf finds Recoy. Jumper from 15 feet away, no good. Rebound finally secured by Kapuska. And now a whistle. And a reach-in foul against Recoy. And a timeout on the floor. 2:34 to go in the first half. Arcadia Loup City starting to fight their way back into it. Your score, South Loup 21, Arcadia Loup City 11.
Your favorite team and athlete, don't forget to take Bruning Bank with you. With our free mobile banking app, you can handle your daily banking needs from anywhere, even the bleachers. Check your balance, monitor transactions, deposit checks, and send and receive funds to family and friends with Zelle. Learn more at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank is a proud sponsor of area athletics and wishes all students a safe and successful season. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
James and Stephanie Klang with Klang Financial do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, they work with you to create a strategy that's based on your individual needs and objectives. Their main concern is to get to know you and how their experience and training can best serve you. While they work with you as a team, there's never any doubt who's in charge. James and Stephanie analyze your needs, review your coverage, and supply all the information, but every decision is completely up to you. To find out more, stop by and see them. Klang Financial, located at 940 South D Street in Broken Bow.
Who do they work with again?
What?
Who do they work with again?
You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I'm working with you right now. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. There's a chance for the Rebels to get back to within single digits. Kapuska with it, dribbles to her right. Now looks for help, finds Jackson. Jackson will pass it off to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald surveys the situation, now sends it off to Luce. Pass deflected into the hands of Reif, and Arcadia Loup City turns it over again. Nearing 2 minutes left to go in the first half. South Loup 21, Arcadia Loup City 11. Josie Reif dribbles to her right, passes that way to Schwartz. Schwartz dumps it down low to Ross. Ross puts it up, short, no good. Got her own rebound, put back, good. Well, I tell you, Taylor Ross is just a rebounding machine.
She's got 6 of them so far.
Full court pressure applied by South Loup. The pass ahead to Landry Luce. Luce going to challenge. Bounce pass intended for Mallory Tuma, but broken up by the hustling defensive effort of Ava Pandorf.
And Stahlbomber forced the pass on the opposite block. 2 Bobcats back there in transition.
Landry Luce to throw it in from the baseline. Luce sends it into Fitzgerald. Now off to Kapuska. She'll shoot it. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, Josie Reif. 90 seconds left to go in the half. South Loup with the ball, leading by 12. Lob down low to Ross. Ross will kick it back out to Schwarz. 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Stahlbomber. Abby backing down Tuma, puts it up and scores. And the lead back up to 14 for the Bobcats. Nearing a minute left to go in the half. Eva Jackson will send it ahead to Mallory Tuma. Tuma now ahead to Fitzgerald. Pass deflected, but into the hands of Luce, who takes the shot and scores.
Well, if the defense is right there, just hit a little 3-foot fade like she did. Now she gets a steal.
Yeah, steal by Luce. To Kapuska. Layup would not go. Rebound, though, deflected into the hands of Kapuska. Arcadia Loop City with the ball. Open look for Fitzgerald. Rims off and would not go down. But as they fight for the rebound, it goes out of bounds off of South Loop.
Tell you what, this Rebel squad is fun to watch play. They really work well in transition situations against this full court press.
With the ball, Shaleski. 3 ball on the way. It's off the mark, no good. Chasing after it and saving it from going out of bounds, Jillian Holbert. Shot for Kapuska, no good. Holbert, the offensive rebound, in trouble. And a timeout's going to be called. 22 seconds left to go in the half. Your score, South Loop 25, Arcadia Loop City 13.
To buy plants because of indoor plants. The Garden Center has some rare and exciting indoor plants you need to lay eyes on. They're priced right and they're rare. Some might even call them unusual. They will satisfy your need for something different. They have the potting soil, creative and stylish pots, and plant displays you need too. Closed Sunday and Monday, open Tuesday to Friday 10 to 5:30 and Saturday 10 to 2. Open year-round for you, the Garden Center in Broken Bow.
Brent Apperson, Jeremy Scheib back with you here at Callaway High School. Grant Winter with us as well. He's running the camera for you tonight to enjoy our live video stream accessible through sandhillsexpress.com. Arcadia Loop City with the ball. Luce will throw it into Shaleski. Shaleski will dribble to her right, pass off to Holbert. Now Luce, a deep 3. It's off the mark, no good. They fight for the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds and belong to South Loop.
Tell you what, she about had that thing dialed in. It was only off a little bit.
12 and a half seconds to go in the half. South Loop with the ball, facing full court pressure applied by the Rebels. Under 10 seconds to go in the half. Ava Pandorf with it, 6 seconds to go. Schwarz now, 4 seconds to go. Reif, a 3, it's no good, and that's the end of the half. After one half of basketball, your score, South Loop 25, Arcadia Loop City 13. Jeremy Scheib is totaling up the halftime numbers. He'll come back and share them with you right after these words.
Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
When it comes to plumbing, Scott and Colton with Studa Plumbing are proud to be your one-stop plumbing shop. They do septic pumping. Trust them, you do not want to put it off. Contact them for everything from new construction to remodels, service and drain cleaning to septic installations and sewer camera inspections. Scott and Colton are proud to support the area's student athletes by bringing you this broadcast. Contact Studa Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
At the Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to give thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Need a freezer? Talk to Brett at Lines Appliance about 5, 7, or 10-foot options. They just had a truckload of them in. If freezing isn't what you're needing, how about refrigerating? They have a great variety of fridges for every need. TVs are in stock as well, and there are lots. Brett doesn't take the words price to sell lightly. They are at great prices. Check out their grilling options too, pellet and beyond. Lines Appliance in Broken Bow.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loop Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Named one of the world's most ethical companies for the 10th year in a row, Thrivent Financial believes in serving their clients with excellence and integrity. Thrivent helps clients achieve financial clarity so they can live lives with meaning and gratitude. To find out more, contact your local Thrivent Financial representative, Scott Harvey. Give him a call today at 872-2511. With your first half numbers, here's Jeremy.
All right, thank you, Brent. We'll start with the visiting Arcadia Loup City Rebels. They have 6 players with 2 points each, so they actually have 6 leading scorers. They include Eva Jackson, Landry Luce, Tatum Kaputska, Brianna Lewick, Mallory Tuma, and Nicole Shaleski. Several players with 1 rebound as well in the first half for Arcadia Loup City. They also had Olivia Fitzgerald, who knocked home a free throw from the charity stripe. For South Loop, they are led in scoring by Taylor Ross with 8. She also has pulled down 7 rebounds to lead the rebounding effort for South Loop in this one so far. Behind her is Abby Stahlbaumer with 4 points and 6 rebounds. Bryn Schwartz with 4 points. Josie Reif has 4 points and 5 rebounds. 3 points for Lauren Johnson and 2 for Ava Pandorf to round out the scoring for South Loop. South Loop really dominating the boards. 27 rebounds to Arcadia Loup City's 7 there in the first half. Also getting to the line a lot more with South Loop. Made 11 trips there, knocked down 7 of those. ALC only able to make it to the line a couple of times, hitting 1 of those for a 50% percentage. Again, South Loop led by Taylor Ross with 8 and a few other players with 4 apiece. Arcadia Loup City led by 6 scores with 2 each there in the first half.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Arcadia Loup City fell behind 17-3 at the end of one, but here at the half, South Loup leads it 25-13. Second half action is coming up right after this.
Designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252, and ask for Abby.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Need ranching supplies? AgriBest Feeds in Callaway has them. Putting your cows on stocks? Consider AgriBest molasses-free Sweet Pro tubs that come with a complete mineral package, plus Probiotin digestive aid that helps cattle consume up to 25% less forage. They also carry livestock equipment from Powder River and Tartar, and they carry aerial quip chutes and portable tub alley systems. Don't forget they stock vet supplies, pet and poultry feed, and dry shod boots. At AgriBest Feeds, proud to bring you this sports broadcast featuring the South Loup Bobcats.
If you've ever seen the Milwaukee tool display at Mills Hardware in Arnold, you probably thought it was as big as it could ever be. Well, you better go back and see it again soon because it's even bigger. The display is now 350 feet long. 3 aisles of Milwaukee tools that lead the industry in durability and performance. Simply put, the selection and knowledge you'll get when you choose Mills Hardware is going to be top-notch. Mills Hardware in Arnold, proud to be the area's premier Milwaukee connection.
Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City is open for you from 8 until 6 Monday to Saturday and Sunday from 9 until 1. When it comes to your lawn and garden for any season, shop Kushock Hardware and Variety. They invite you to do your gift shopping with them too. In the basement, Platte River Outdoors holds a full-service archery and outdoor supply shop with all the brands you know and love. Happy to help bring you this broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City.
Loup Agency Loup Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Brett Apperson, Jeremy Scheid back with you here at Callaway High School. Grant Winter with us as well. He's running the video camera for our live video stream, which you can access tonight on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. 25-13, South Loup leading as we get ready to start the third quarter. Each team, I believe, starting with their starting 5 here to start second half, and they do, as South Loup will open with the basketball. Bryn Schwartz will swing it off to Lauren Johnson. Johnson playing with 2 fouls. Here's Ross with it, now off to Schwartz on the wing. They dump it down low to Stahlbomber. Turnaround jumper off, no good. Rebound, who else? Taylor Ross, and she'll be fouled on the inside.
Yep, she's got 8 rebounds now to go with her 8 points. She's working hard out there.
Bryn Schwartz will inbound it on the baseline. Bryn looking, throws it out high to Ross. Taylor puts it on the floor, gets into the lane, kicks it out to Pandorf. Open look, off, no good. Rebound, Stahlbomber. Now Schwartz trying to save it from going over half court, does. And then there is a collision and a foul whistled against South Loup.
Yep, they're going to get Taylor Ross on this one. And just her first. Neither team really with any players close to what I would consider foul trouble here early in the second half.
Well, the first 30 seconds playing out much like the first half did, and that is South Loup hitting the boards.
Yeah.
Two rebounds on that offensive possession for South Loup in the first 30 seconds. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Jackson tries to drive in on Schwartz, now kicks it out to Shaleski, who finds Fitzgerald in the corner. Back to Shaleski as we played a minute here in the third. Neither team has scored yet here in the second half. Jackson with it, top of the key. Now sends it off to Shaleski. She'll look to drive, leave it for Fitzgerald. Now it's Tuma with it. Touch pass out to Jackson. Jackson dribbles in and now passes off to Luce. With it now, Fitzgerald. Off to Shaleski. Now it's Luce. Luce trying to drive inside. Puts up the shot. No good. Rebound into the hands of Ava Pandorf. Pandorf will bring it across half court, put it in the hands of Schwartz, and South Loup will operate 5-on-5 out of the half court. Johnson passes off to Ross at the top of the key, now off to Schwartz. Bryn looking inside, puts it on the floor, dribbles in, goes to the rim, puts it up, can't finish. Rebound Ross, put back, no. Rebound loose and secured by Schwartz. She'll shoot it, and it's good. Boy, again, second and third opportunities for South Loup. Bounce pass inside to Tuma. Tuma had it knocked away into the hands of Lauren Johnson. Johnson pushing it back the other way, goes right into Shaleski, takes the shot, but is whistled for the offensive foul. And that'll be the third on Johnson.
Yep, she's the first player with 3. In fact, she was the only player with 2 fouls for either team on the floor.
Full court pressure applied by South Loup. Josie Reif is into the game, and Reif reaching in, trying to take the ball away from Jackson, able to force a jump ball, but the possession arrow will leave it in the hands of the Rebels.
Well, ALC is doing a good job against this press, which makes it tough, wears you out a little bit more throughout the game. But when they got in the half court last time, they kind of struggled getting a look inside, which is what they were seeming to look for.
Back into the game, Brianna Lewick. Lewick will pass it off to Shaleski, gets into the lane, takes the shot, no good. Rebound secured by Taylor Ross.
There's 10.
Schwartz will send it ahead to Stahlbomber. Abby will give it back to Schwartz, and South Loup will operate out of the half court. Ross at the top of the key, swings it left side over to Schwartz. Bryn matched up with Jackson. She'll dribble to her right, cut off. Now backs it out, and again South Loup will have to reset. Schwartz gets into the lane. Pull-up jumper, good. And the lead is up to 16 for the Bobcats. Back the other way, it's Kapuska. Pass off to Jackson. Jackson drives in on Pandorf, takes the shot, and banks it in.
There you go. ALC was doing good things defensively. They've held South Loup to only 4 points so far this quarter. But now they get the scoring going on their own side.
4:35 left to go in the third. South Loup 29, Arcadia Loup City 15. Schwartz with it, guarded by Lewick, puts it on the floor. Passes inside for Ross. Not able to handle it, but it ends up in the hands of Ava Pandorf. Pandorf had it knocked away, able to retrieve it though. Passes off to Schwartz as we played about midway through this third quarter. Pick and roll, pass deflected into the hands of Kapuska. But first we got a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go against South Loup's Taylor Ross, who has just picked up her second.
Well, Arcadia Loup City did a good job that end defensively. Foul on the fight for the rebound. We don't really know how that was going to pan out, but they really limited South Loup's ability to get the ball up at the rim.
Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Brianna Lewick to Jillian Holbert, who's back into the game. Here's the shot by Tatum Kapuska, and she banks it in. And Arcadia Loup City back to within 12. Running the floor is Stahlbomber. Can't handle the pass from Pandorf, though. Loses it out of bounds, and South Loup turns it over.
Well, here you go. The Rebels have now evened up the scoring in this quarter. Now they're going to try to string some scores together to cut back into this one.
3:40 left to go in the third. South Loup leading 29-17. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Fitzgerald passes to Shaleski through her legs, and it's going to go into the backcourt, and it's going to be an over and back violation.
Well, if you are Coach Bott, you've got to be happy with how your girls have responded out of halftime here in the third quarter. Essentially, you have scored the same as your opponent. You've kept it at the 12-point deficit that you were at the half. Now, if you can cut into that a little bit in this 3:30 ahead of you here in the third, which I think is a big few-minute strand, then you can get back into it.
Lob down low to Ross. Passes out to Recoy. Had the open look, but could not knock it down. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Nearing 3 minutes left to play in the third. Rebels with the ball, down by 12. Holbert out to Shaleski. Now Lewick. Lewick gets into the lane. Out to Shaleski. Now it's Holbert. Open look. It's good. It's a 3. And Arcadia Loup City is to within 9. Schwarz will pass it off to Pandorf. Back to Bryn. Now Pandorf again. Pandorf looked for the pick and roll, but it wasn't available with Taylor Ross, so sends it outside to Schwarz. Entry pass down low to Ross, who goes glass and scores. And South Loup gets their lead quickly back to double digits.
Well, when Taylor gets that deep of position and the first defender goes by, it's going to be tough to recover.
Fitzgerald into the lane, takes the shot, no good. Rebound to Pandorf. 2:23 to go in the third quarter. Ball deflected in the backcourt, but picked up by Pandorf. Pandorf dribbling through traffic. Passes off to Schwarz, and now it's Reif. The open look. It's off the mark, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Ross, but it's going to go out of bounds, and they'll say it's last touched by Arcadia Loup City. It'll be South Loup ball. 2:08 to go in the third. South Loup 31, Arcadia Loup City 20. Ava Pandorf through her hands. Fitzgerald able to come up with the ball and then had it deflected from behind. Knocked away by Taylor Ross, but it goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Rebels. Inbounds pass comes to Holbert. Now Jackson with it. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Jackson looking to drive, and she'll get whistled for the travel. Just a little bit out of control, kind of lost her balance a little bit and got whistled for the travel.
Now, Bryn Schwarz real tight on her hip as well. That certainly doesn't help when you're out of control, and the defender is also in the perfect position.
South Loup to throw it in. Johnson's back into the game, playing with 3 fouls. Passes deflected, but into the hands of Reif. Reif almost lost it, and does. She got whistled for travel. So South Loup turns it over, and again an opportunity for Arcadia Loup City to get this lead back into single digits. But first, we've got a timeout. Minute 49 to go in the third. South Loup 31, Arcadia Loup City 20.
Rocks Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season, and is very proud of the young men and women that live in Central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
And we bring you back to Callaway High School as we near 7 o'clock. We'll remind you you're listening to live coverage of high school basketball on KBBN Broken Bow. Also, our live video stream going for you tonight as well, which you can access on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. Lewick gets into the lane, kicks it out to Holbert. Boy, thought about another 3 attempt, but coming out to challenge was Johnson. Lewick with it again. 1.5 minutes left to go in the third. South Loup 31, Arcadia Loup City 20. Here's Holbert trying to enter it into Jackson. Deflected back into the hands of Holbert. Takes the shot. It's off, no good, but saved by Kapuska. Now shooting it is loose. It's off the mark, no good. And coming out of there with the ball is Bryn Schwarz. Man, what a save by Kapuska. It was right in front of where we're located. I can't believe she got to it in time.
She saved our scoreboard camera.
Yeah. Here's the shot by South Loup, no good. Rebound Reif, put back no good. And finally coming out of there with it is Loup. Loup had the ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. And we're going to get a jump ball.
9 rebounds to 2. South Loup again winning the battle here in this period. But battling through that are the Rebels. They're right in this thing.
Well, I know they were down 21-7. I want to say it was even 21-4 at one point. Am I right on that?
Gosh.
I know it was 21-7 at one point, and South Loup had it up to 16 at one point in the second half, but Arcadia Loup City just not going away. Bryn Schwartz with the ball. Schwartz guarded by Loup. Dribbles to her right. Keeps the bounce alive. Crossover to the left. Again, keeps the bounce alive. As we near 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Now gives it up to Stahlbomber. Gets it back, though. 12 seconds to go. Now 10 to go. Stahlbomber with it. Nice pass inside to Reif, but she can't finish. Oh, man, what a beautiful pass from Stahlbomber, but Reif just couldn't get the shot to go. And with 5.4 seconds remaining in the quarter, Arcadia Loup City has the ball.
Well, here you go. You can cut it to single digits with this 5 seconds left if you're the Rebels.
Jackson will roll it in. Loup will pick it up. Back to Jackson. 3 seconds to go. In and out of the hands of Luce. She'll lose it out of bounds with under a second to go. But they're going to say it was last touch by South Loup. 0.6 to go. I believe you can catch and shoot. Here's Loup, and she will not get it off. Actually, I think they said she did.
I think they counted that as a shot attempt.
Yeah, had that went in, it would have counted, I think. All right, we are through 3 quarters of basketball. At the end of 3, your score, South Loup 31, Arcadia Loup City 20.
Along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
And we come back to Callaway High School. Game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. South Loup against Arcadia Loup City. Entering the fourth quarter of the girls' game. South Loup leading 31-20. James and Stephanie Klang with Klang Financial do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, they work with you to create a strategy that's based on your individual needs and objectives. Their main concern is to get to know you and how their experience and training can best serve you. To find out more, visit Klang Financial, located at 940 South D Street in Broken Bow. So we start the fourth. Arcadia Loup City with the ball. South Loup with the lead. 31-20 our score as we start the fourth. Olivia Fitzgerald passes off to Shaleski, and now the pass taken away by Stahlbomber. Stahlbomber will pass it off to Schwartz. Schwartz had it knocked away, able to regain control. Boy, good transition defense by Arcadia Loup City to not allow South Loup to get an easy bucket off the steal. Josie Reif handles it now for South Loup. Pass to Schwartz, almost had it knocked away, but instead we got a whistle and a foul coming, I believe, against Arcadia Loup City's Landry Luce.
It is, and they've got her for 3. Well, if you're Arcadia Loup City, if you look at the points scored in the third quarter, you won that quarter by 1 point. You wish you would have won it by more to cut into it a little bit more, but you know it can be done. And now they've got a big 7 minutes ahead of them, down 11.
Bryn Schwartz, Ava Pandorf, Abby Stahlbomber, Taylor Ross, and Josie Reif on the floor for South Loup. Pass knocked away by Luce, but retrieved by Schwartz. Passes off to Pandorf. Pandorf dribbles to her right, pull up 3. It's off the mark, no good. And the rebound to Nicole Shaleski, who is run into from behind. And the foul will be whistled against South Loop's Ava Pandorf.
Well, she had really good position she went out and blocked out Pandorf, who had the best chance at that long rebound if she wasn't blocked out.
On the floor for the Rebels now, Nicole Shaleski, Eva Jackson, Tatum Kapuska, Olivia Fitzgerald, and Landry Luce. Jackson handles it. Eva guarded tightly by Stahlbomber, passes off to Kapuska. Tatum trying to drive baseline, cut off by Ross. In some trouble now in the corner, finally passes it out to Shaleski. Now they swing it around to Jackson. Jackson trying to go baseline and dribbled it off her foot, out of bounds. 6:37 to go in the fourth. South Loop 31, Arcadia Loop City 20. Don't forget, boys game is coming up next. We'll have it for you on KBBN Radio and on our live video stream, accessible through sandhillsexpress.com. Lauren Johnson handles it. Off to Schwarz now. Bryn will dribble to her right, sends it to the right elbow to Ross. She'll turn and face and then hand it off to Schwarz, who gets to the rim. Not able to finish, but she does draw the foul. And Bryn Schwarz will go to the line to shoot two.
They're going to get this one on Fitzgerald. It was her second. Not a bad foul, really. It was a really good pass inside by South Loop and would have been an open layup if the hard foul wasn't there.
Free throw by Schwarz, no good. Second free throw attempt by Bryn Schwarz, no good, missed them both, and the rebound secured by Arcadia Loop City, and now a reach-in foul against the Bobcats. This will go against Stahlbomber. It's the team's fifth. Arcadia Loop City with the ball. Eva Jackson will send it ahead to Olivia Fitzgerald. Now in the corner loose. They swing it back out to Shaleski. Shaleski gets into the lane, takes the runner, and good. Nicole Shaleski got the friendly roll, and Arcadia Loop City is back to within 9. Full court pressure applied. Pandorf sends it ahead to Johnson. Johnson took an extra step and turned it over.
Boy, the energy seems to be shifting onto the side of the Rebels, and leading it is Coach Bont. He had both arms fist pumping, and he was jumping up and down over on the sideline, waiting for that travel call to happen.
Arcadia Loop City with the ball. They'll throw it from half court. Here's Kapuska with it. Tatum gets to the high post, kicks it out to Holbert, gets the return pass. Kapuska in traffic. Now they get it out to Shaleski as the Rebels reset the offense. Jackson with it in the corner. 5:33 to go in the game. Arcadia Loop City with the ball, down by just 9 now. Skip pass over to Luce, gives it up to Jackson. Jackson trying to go baseline, now sends it out to Shaleski. Shaleski will look to drive on Johnson. Crossover dribble to her left, hands it off to Jackson. Now it's Holbert with it, bounces it into Kapuska. Fadeaway jumper, off the mark, no good, and the rebound is Stahlbomber.
Boy, aside from not making the shot at the end of it, that was good, sound offense from ALC.
Pandorf with the ball. Ava will dribble to her left, crossover back to the right, send it that way to Lauren Johnson. Johnson to her left, pull-up jumper, it's off, no good, but she chases down her own miss and then had it knocked away, out of bounds, last touched by Arcadia Loop City. Substitutions for each team. Bryn Schwarz, who was out for a moment, back into the game as Lauren Johnson will come out. I think Brianna Lewick came back in for Arcadia Loop City, as did Mallory Tuma. Schwarz with the ball. We near 4:40 left to go in the fourth. South Loop with the ball, leading 31-22. Ross will turn and face at the high post. Now looks for some help. Sends it out on the perimeter to Pandorf. Now it's Schwarz with it. Schwarz to her left, sends it that way to Pandorf. A three on the way. There you go. Ava Pandorf finally able to get one to fall from long range. And the lead back up to 12 by South Loop. Lewick trying to answer. This is a long two. It's short, no good. A save by Holbert before it goes out of bounds, but into the hands of Schwarz. And then Holbert trying to reach in and knock the ball away will get whistled for the foul.
Well, before that 3 by Ava Pandorf, if you tossed out the first quarter entirely, Arcadia Loup City would have been leading this game by 2. That hot first quarter for South Loup is essentially what's keeping them in this one and with this lead late.
Timeout on the court, 4:04 to go in the fourth. Your score, South Loup 34, Arcadia Loup City 22.
Gotta be my neighbor's Beehive. Beehive? Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag. Cool, what's it do? Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, in-gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots. Really? The subscription must be expensive. No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
Brent Apperson, Jeremy Scheip, and Grant Winter all back with you here at Callaway High School. 4:04 to go in the fourth. South Loup with the ball, leading 34-22. Girls half of our doubleheader. As Bryn Schwartz sends it ahead to Taylor Ross, now off to Pandorf. Pandorf will bring it to her right. Send it that way over to Schwartz. Schwartz on the wing. Puts it on the floor. Passes off to Josie Reif and now gets it back. 34-22, South Loup with the lead, and they turn it over. With the basketball is Lewick, sends it ahead to Kapuska, ahead to Fitzgerald, and then reaching in, trying to rip it away with Schwartz, but she'll get whistled for the foul. That's her second and the team's sixth. So on the next one, Arcadia Loup City will go to the line.
Well, and you can be sure that Coach Bott has noticed that and wants his team to be aggressive here, get into that situation where they can go to the line with every foul to try to pull back into it.
Tatum Kapuska keeps the dribble alive, now picks it up, looks for help, sends it out high to Fitzgerald, off to Holbert now, into Kapuska. Tatum cut off at the high post, out to Holbert, 3 on the way, off the mark, no good. Skying in for the rebound is Lewick, and then reaching in to tie up the situation with Schwartz. A jump ball will be called, and the possession arrow will point to South Loup. Well, South Loup had a lead as big as 16 in this half. Twice, Arcadia Loup City has gotten it down to 9, but right now it's a 12-point lead for South Loup, and they have the ball. Nearing 3 minutes left to go. Ava Pandorf to Stahlbomber, puts it up and scores.
Wow, that was quite the pass from Pandorf. Had some spin on it. Abby controlled it well.
Under 3 minutes to go in the game. South Loup 36, Arcadia Loup City 22. Landry loose, out to Fitzgerald, and now Tuma handles it. Mallory will give it up to Luce, and now it's Lewick. Lewick had the ball knocked away by Schwartz, but into the hands of Fitzgerald. Now Luce handles it. 2.5 minutes left to play. Mallory Tuma out to Fitzgerald. Now Lewick. She'll launch it from deep. No good, and it's going to go out of bounds and belong to South Loup. Well, again, this is just game one of our doubleheader. The boys' game is coming up next. Jeremy will have the call of that one for you. And it'll be coming up here on KBBN Radio and on our live video stream. Backcourt pressure applied by Arcadia Loup City. South Loup able to break it as Taylor Ross handles it. Now hands it off to Schwartz. And we are nearing 2 minutes left to go in the game. Pass deflected into the hands of Shaleski. Shaleski, nice pass to Luce, goes to the rim, not able to finish, but she draws the foul and will go to the line. Seventh team foul against South Loup, so Arcadia Loup City in the bonus the rest of the way. This was in the act of shooting, though, so a 2-shot foul. And the free throw by Luce is good. Second free throw attempt for Landry Luce. And it is good, made them both. And Arcadia Loup City back to within 12. Full court pressure applied. Bryn Schwartz will send it ahead to Pandorf. Pandorf trying to break that 10-second count, just does get it across the line, and now a timeout, Coach Brian Hansen. 1:54 left to go in the game. Your score, South Loup 36, Arcadia Loup City 24.
Same great service. A1 Auto Repair is still in Arnold. Excited to get you on the road or keep you there. 110 East 7th, otherwise known as the old John Deere Implement. The former Mills Hardware location. The last building on the south side of Arnold. The first building going north into town. The building south of the Baptist Church. The building on the east just before the Highway 40 bridge. No matter how you describe it, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold invites you to stop by. Say hi soon at their new digs.
And we welcome you back to Callaway High School. Just a minute 54 left to go in the game. South Loup leading it 36-24. Lady Bobcats looking for their 8th win of the year. They have the ball, and the inbounds pass deflected, knocked out of bounds by Shaleski. Well, Jeremy, you kind of gave the numbers earlier in this half, but, I mean, the difference in the game, the first quarter. South Loup led 17-3 at the end of one, and Arcadia Loup City has went toe-to-toe with them since that point, but just have not been able to make up those 14 points. Pandorf handles it for South Loup at the top of the key. Nice pass down low to Ross, puts it up and scores. Shaleski will bring it across half court. Off to Fitzgerald. She'll look to drive. Tough contested shot, no good, but she draws the foul and will go to the line.
I think that's going to be the 4th on Bryn Schwartz. Well, Taylor Ross with that last shot got her 11th and 12th point. She had 10 rebounds before that shot, so I missed the double-double alert, but she had it even before she made that shot. She's had a good night.
First free throw no good by Fitzgerald. Misses the second, and Bryn Schwartz with the rebound for South Loup. Minute 20 left to go. South Loup with the ball, leading by 14. Schwartz going to go right to the rim and score. Boy, nice move by Bryn Schwartz. And now the lead is up to 16. Nicole Shaleski off to Jackson. Jackson shot fake, goes inside, then cut off by Stahlbomber. Throws it out to Shaleski, and we are under a minute to go. Shaleski with it, passes off to Fitzgerald. Now Shaleski again. Nicole looking, puts it on the floor, guarded tightly by Johnson, sends it ahead to Luce, and now Fitzgerald in the corner. Back out to Shaleski. 40 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Kapuska, tough contested shot, and she's going to be fouled. I think this will go on Ross. Taylor will pick up the foul. That'll be her 3rd. And Kapuska will go to the line, but first we have a timeout. Timeout on the court. Under a minute to go in the game. Your score, South Loup 40 and Arcadia Loup City 24.
We do. We've got spirit. How about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loup Bobcats, and Solon Murray debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Well, if you look at the schedule, it shows South Loup hosting Ansley Litchfield on Thursday night in Arnold. Now, I don't know what Mother Nature's going to do in the next day and if we're going to be able to move around at all on Thursday, but if we are, we plan to be there for you for that doubleheader.
Well,
it would be, go ahead.
If you take what Mother Nature does and multiply it by 10, that would usually apply to that stretch of road between Myrna and Arnold that we have to drive to get over there.
That's a good point.
I forgot about that factor. Yeah. If the games are in fact held, we might just have to come up with an alternate route.
Yeah. Kapuska at the line, and the free throw is good. So we'll just kind of see what happens weather-wise. We're hoping they can play it because it should be a great doubleheader, great area doubleheader for us. That'll be in Arnold on Thursday if weather allows. Free throw no good by Kapuska. Rebound to South Loup. Bryn Schwartz with the basketball. Schwartz will send it ahead to Ross. Taylor Ross to Lauren Johnson. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound into the hands of Brianna Lewick. Lewick trying to race everybody to the other end. Nice move, gets to the rim but cannot finish. Rebound Jackson, put back no. Kapuska the rebound, had it knocked away by Johnson, and then there's a jump ball called. Possession arrow will leave it in the hands of the Rebels.
Well, to the final buzzer, right? Got to be happy if you're Coach Bott. This is the kind of play. I know the scoreboard tells a different story, but this is a well-played game by the Rebels tonight.
Here's Jackson for a three. It's off, no good. Rebound to Taylor Ross. That kind of seems fitting. Hands it off to Bryn Schwartz, and she'll be fouled by Lewick with just over 7 seconds to play. Of course, South Loup, who competes in the Mid-Nebraska Activities Conference, the MNAC girls and boys basketball tournaments actually begin with opening round games this weekend and then move into the quarterfinals next week. South Loup is the number 3 seed in the girls tournament. They'll play in Myrna at Anselmo Myrna High School against Hyannis in the quarterfinals. A steal by Lewick of Arcadia Loup City. Gets her own rebound off the miss and scores with 2 seconds left to go. And that's going to be the end of the game. Like Jeremy said, play into the final buzzer. Your final score will go in the book as this: South Loup 40, Arcadia Loup City 27. Jeremy is totaling up the numbers. He'll come back and share them with you right after this.
Celebration, tailgate, or watch party? Then you need to come and see us at the Grocery Cart. Between our amazing deals and GK Wine and Spirits, we will help you treat your guests right. Start out with a meat and cheese tray or a Chester's chicken in the deli, or pick up a rack of smoked ribs. For drinks, our aisles at the GK Wine and Spirits are full with savings on your favorites. The deli and GK Wine and Spirits, inside the Grocery Cart, Broken Bow.
Governmental guaranteed loan programs can make dreams happen. That's why Custer Federal State Bank is passionate about helping you with them. Their SBA lending team can help you navigate the process of launching your business and also guide business owners looking to sell or transition their work to another person. Don't let worrying about the ins and outs of getting started push your dreams aside. Talk to Custer Federal State Bank of Broken Bow and Kearney, member FDIC.
Cattle producers, AeroSeed is your one-stop shop for power fencing needs. AeroSeed has all the supplies, including high-tensile wire, posts, insulators, and energizers to build or replace a solar, electric, or battery-operated system. They offer products from Gallagher, the most practical, affordable, and dependable range of animal management systems on the market. Should anything ever go wrong with your Gallagher Energizer, you won't have to send it off somewhere to be repaired. Most often it can be repaired right at AeroSeed. Get your Gallagher power fence and supplies from AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
One thing we definitely desire perfection on is our vehicles. You want something that gets you to where you're going comfortably while looking great. Whether storm damage, deer damage, or insurance claim, take your ride to Rod's Body and Paint Broken Bow. They're the collision specialist. You should call 308-872-5346. Offering over 42 years of experience, they'll get you back on the road quickly without sacrificing quality. From dings and dents to full replacement and auto glass repair. Rod's Body and Paint, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Team Physical Therapy is happy to help bring you this broadcast. Did you know that we can treat you right in your home if you are not able to come into our clinic? We provide balance assessments and treatments, education on improving home safety, caregiver education, and evidence-based one-on-one care. These services are available out of all 5 of our locations in Broken Bow, Callaway, Kearney, Burwell, and Gothenburg. Call us to learn more at 872-5111. For Team Physical Therapy, that's 872-5111.
The student athletes you're cheering on during this broadcast practice and study in order to get their competition and schoolwork done right. At Trotter Service, they do the same, except with your vehicle repairs. Whether you need a new battery, brake work and alignment, tires, wheels, or an overhaul, trust their auto repair specialists to tackle the job. Don't forget bulk oil and fuel delivery and on-the-farm tire truck service too. Proud to help bring you this broadcast, Trotter Service in Broken Bow.
The chilly season is here. No need to be wearing a stocking hat inside. Talk to them at Mead Lumber in Broken Bow and get your home's insulation upgraded. Not only will you keep the cold outside in the winter, you'll also have a more efficient, clean, and healthy home. At Mead Lumber, they do their very best to accommodate you with information on your project. Check out the awesome resources they offer at meadlumber.com as well. Need Lumber and Broken Bow? Visit them today on East Highway 2.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Contact Shelter Insurance Agent Brent Custer at 872-5105.
A to Z Lawn Pro is moving, but don't worry. They'll continue to offer their great services such as fertilizer, weed, and bare ground programs. Plus, they'll help you with grass seedings during the spring and fall seasons. Their new shop will be at their house. The address is 2056 North 9th Avenue. A handy payment drop box will be out front. Their phone number's changing, too. It's now 308-870-1762. A couple of changes, but the same great service from A to Z Lawn Pro.
Septic emergencies are right up there on the list of worst emergencies to have.
Absolutely.
The next time you're facing one, give Squire's Septic Service a call. 870-0717. He's ready to take your call 24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
His sewer camera can find problems fast to save you money. Plus, he can clear drains with Roto-Rooter or Jetter. Oh, and Gary has Porta units, too. Squire's Septic Service of Myrna. 870-0717. Don't wait to call until it's too late.
Absolutely not.
And we come back to Callaway High School. It's gone final in game one of our doubleheader. South Loop girls pick up their 8th win of the year as they defeat Arcadia Loup City 40-27 the final. And with your final numbers, here's Jeremy.
All right, I hope you're proud of me, Brent. I think I successfully kept track of individual rebounding numbers.
Oh, thanks a lot.
They're unofficial, but...
Oh, man. Thanks a lot for setting that standard, because there's no way I'm going to be able to do that in the game coming up.
No worries. It was a fun challenge, and, man, look at this mess of pen on this paper I've got in front of me. Arcadia Loup City, 27 points on the evening. They were led in scoring by Tatum Kaputska. She had 5. A lot of scores getting in the book. 8 different players scoring for Arcadia Loup City. 4 points apiece for Eva Jackson and Landry Luce, as well as Brianna Lewick and Nicole Shaleski. 3 points for Jillian Hurlbert and 2 points for Mallory Tuma. 1 point on the evening for Olivia Fitzgerald. From the free throw line, Arcadia Loup City shooting 50%. They were 4 of 8. For South Loop, 6 players in the scorebook scoring-wise. It was a double-double for Taylor Ross, 12 points, 11 rebounds on the evening, and they also had a couple of other players flirting with a double-double as well. Bryn Schwartz, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 points and 9 rebounds for Abby Stahlbaumer, and then 5 points for Ava Pandorf. Josie Reif with 4 points and 3 points for Lauren Johnson. South Loop really dominating the boards, 42 rebounds to Arcadia Loup City's 16 this evening. So again, for Arcadia Loup City, they were led by Tatum Kaputska with 5. For South Loop, it was Taylor Ross with 12 points and 11 rebounds, and Bryn Schwartz with 10 points, 8 rebounds. Again, the final score, South Loop 40, Arcadia Loup City 27.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Time now to transition into the boys' half of our doubleheader. We'll come back and start getting you ready for it after this.
Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to give thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Spend your time cooking, not cleaning. A KitchenAid 2-rack dishwasher with a Pro Wash cycle uses sensors to automatically adapt settings for different loads. Plus, an adjustable upper rack fits tall items like a stand mixer bowl. Visit Lines Appliance on South C Street in Broken Bow and check out the KitchenAid 2-rack dishwasher featuring Pro Wash.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loop Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits, go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Hi, this is Abby, the in-house designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252, and ask for Abby.
Badgley Well Service in Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
And again, welcome back, everybody, to Callaway High School. Getting ready for the second half of our doubleheader. The boys' game is up next as South Loop gets ready to take on Arcadia Loup City. And we welcome you into our radio broadcast tonight. And as we do, we want to say thanks to those sponsors who are making it possible. And they include tonight Callaway Market, Loup City Auto Parts, Lines Appliance, First State Insurance, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Moshka's Building Center, Badgley Well Service, Agribest Feeds, Mills Hardware, Kushok's Hardware and Variety Store, and Platte River Outdoors, Loop Agency and Loop Realty, Rocks Underground, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Rain Dance Repair, and A1 Auto Repair. Our radio broadcast also being brought to you in part tonight by these sponsors who are sponsoring all of our radio sports coverage this year. Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Custer Federal State Bank, Aero Seed, Rods Body and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Mead Lumber, Brent Custer, your local shelter insurance agent, A to Z Lawn Pro, Squire Septic Service of Myrna, Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Bruning Bank, the Garden Center, Sargent Irrigation, and Duda Plumbing. Tonight's game's also available to you on our live video stream on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and Sandhills Express YouTube channel. We'll come back and tell you more about that right after this.
Agribest Feeds in Callaway has them. Putting your cows on stalks? Consider Agribest molasses-free Sweet Pro tubs that come with a complete mineral package, plus probiotin digestive aid that helps cattle consume up to 25% less forage. They also carry livestock equipment from Powder River and Tartar, and they carry aerial equipped chutes and portable tub alley systems. Don't forget they stock vet supplies, pet and poultry feed, and dry shod boots. At Agribest Feeds, proud to bring you this sports broadcast featuring the South Loop Bobcats.
If you've ever seen the Milwaukee tool display at Mills Hardware in Arnold, you probably thought it was as big as it could ever be. Well, you better go back and see it again soon because it's even bigger. The display is now 350 feet long. 3 aisles of Milwaukee tools that lead the industry in durability and performance. Simply put, the selection and knowledge you'll get when you choose Mills Hardware is going to be top-notch. Mills Hardware in Arnold, proud to be the area's premier Milwaukee connection.
Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City is open for you from 8 until 6 Monday to Saturday and Sunday from 9 until 1. When it comes to your lawn and garden for any season, shop Kushock Hardware and Variety. They invite you to do your gift shopping with them too. In the basement, Platte River Outdoors holds a full-service archery and outdoor supply shop with all the brands you know and love. Happy to help bring you this broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loup City.
Loup Agency Loup Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loup Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loup Agency Loup Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.louprealty.com.
Rocks Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in Central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
The Callaway District Hospital, along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
Have you heard the buzz?
Yeah, it's got to be my neighbor's beehive.
Beehive?
Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag.
Cool, what's it do?
Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, end gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots.
Really? The subscription must be expensive.
No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
New location, same great service. A1 Auto Repair is still in Arnold, excited to get you on the road or keep you there. 110 East 7th, otherwise known as the old John Deere Implement, the former Mills Hardware location, the last building on the south side of Arnold, the first building going north into town, the building south of the Baptist Church, the building on the east just before the Highway 40 bridge. No matter how you describe it, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold invites you to stop by. Say hi soon at their new digs.
Again, we welcome you back to Callaway High School, getting close to the tip now between South Loop and Arcadia Loup City. The boys' half of our doubleheader is coming up. Well, once again, with this game, we are providing you a live video stream of this game, accompanied by our radio call. You can access it on the Sand Hills Express Facebook page and Sand Hills Express YouTube channel. As you watch the video stream tonight, you'll see logos of businesses come across your screen. And as they do, that just simply represents that they are sponsoring our live video stream tonight. And we want to take this opportunity to thank them for doing so. We say thanks to A1 Auto Repair, First State Insurance, Pinnacle Bank of Arnold, 2 Ski Welding, and Moshka's Building Center. Our video stream tonight also brought to you in part by The Grocery Cart, Colligan, Del Moniger, and Tim Wright in Broken Bow, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Palmer Monument, Meat Lumber, Lyons Appliance in Broken Bow, Nebraska State Bank, Agland ATV, Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers, Insurance of the Heartland, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, Broken Bow Livestock, Sandhills Custom Creations, Moline Seed and Fence, and Agribest Feeds. Jeremy Shipe will call the boys' game for you coming up. We'll turn the microphone over to him. He'll set up your starting lineups and get you ready for the tip right after these words.
Callaway Market, they appreciate their amazing customers who choose to shop local with them. That's why they offer their loyalty program, which has allowed them to give thousands of dollars back to the community. Your friends at Callaway Market invite you to shop their aisles, quality meat counter, and bountiful and beautiful produce section. On Mondays, a senior discount of 10% off is given. Thank you for shopping local from the Callaway Market. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Saturday and Sundays from 11 till 5.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Master the mealtime rush with a refrigerator that helps you cut down on clutter. The Whirlpool 4-door refrigerator keeps groceries in sight and easy to find. From easy-reach shelves to a flexible iSpin, see how the 4 sleek compartments help keep ingredients organized so you can get dinner to the table. Visit Lines Appliance in Broken Bow to learn more.
At First State Insurance of Arnold, they're proud to say that they can offer you choices. Those choices save you money. They can offer you a variety of choices because they are independent agents. First State Insurance is cheering on the Bobcats all the way. Call Becky or Taylor at 848-2522 to set up an appointment with First State Insurance of Arnold. Proud supporters of the South Loop Bobcat coaches and players who work so hard.
And we welcome you back to Callaway High School, getting ready for the tip-off of tonight's boys game between South Loop and Arcadia Loup City. The Rebels come in at 3-10 on the season. Meanwhile, for South Loop, it's just been a remarkable season, 10-2 on the year. They are ranked in Class D1 in the top 10 again this week by the Omaha World Herald. Should be a good one, and we look forward to bringing it to you here on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. The guy who will call it is Jeremy Shipe, and we'll turn the microphone over to him as he sets up your starting lineups.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. Let's start with the visiting Arcadia Loup City Rebels, and their starting lineups are brought to you as a service of Joe's Market in Loup City, offering the best homemade Polish sausage and ring bologna anywhere, plus a wide variety of fresh meats and produce, as well as weekly specials to stretch your food budget. That is Joe's Market in Loup City, bringing you the starting lineup for the Arcadia Loup City Rebels. Connor Slobachevsky, he is in the starting lineup, a 6'1" junior. Peyton Garld's a senior, standing 6'2", also in the starting lineup. Hayden Griffith, he's going to bang down there in the lane. He's a senior, standing 6'3". Brogan Setlick is a freshman, standing 5'11", and Max Lewandowski is a sophomore, standing 6'3", to round out the starting lineup for Arcadia Loup City. Aaron Habe is the head coach of Arcadia Loup City. He is assisted by Tony Cashlin and Cohen Lewandowski. Now your starting lineups for the South Loop Bobcats are being brought to you by the J.R. Meyer Insurance Agency of Callaway. As your local independent insurance agency, they can offer coverage by many of the most respected companies in the nation. Call J.R. Meyer Insurance at 836-2245. Trey Connell will key the offense for the South Loop Bobcats. He'll bring a lot of energy on the defensive side as well. He's a junior, standing 5'9". Cash Gracie is a high flyer. He's a good rebounder, and he stretches the floor for the South Loop offense. He's a junior, standing 6'3". Lance Jones is a senior, one of 2 seniors in the starting lineup for the Bobcats. He stands 6 feet tall. Silas Kuhl plays one of the wings. He's a senior, 5'7", and Joey Salick in there as well. He is a junior in the starting lineup, standing 6'2". Jeff Cole is the head coach. He is assisted by Mike Waverka and Joel Card. Well, here we go, Brent. Should be fun. 8 minutes up on the clock, and the tip is in front of those of you who are watching on the Facebook or YouTube feeds, and our camera almost suffers a death right out of the gate here as the ball comes right towards us and goes into the hands of Arcadia Loup City. That's a bad sign right there. The first ball of the night comes right towards us. Rebels in the half court right in front of us. We're on the end, and it's turned over into the hands of South Loop. Arcadia Loop City had the length of the floor to go. They weren't in the half court. Now South Loop turns it over, is unable to control it inside is Joey Salick. We're scoreless, 20 seconds gone. Rebels almost turned it over. Silas Kuhl, head full of steam, came through there and swiped it out of the hands of Brogan. So Setlick drives back on defense, and the Bobcats come towards us as we're 30 seconds into this one. Still scoreless here on KBBN, as well as the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Glad to have you along here from Callaway. South Loop moving it around, Cool with it, trying to get it into the short corner, can't quite get it there. Connell pulls for three from the top of the key, rebound pulled out of there by Lance Jones. Jones out to Cool, 18-footer off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound, players on the floor, and a jump ball is called. Kind of coming away from there, favoring himself is Max Lewandowski, but he'll stay in. Kind of try to just flex that one out on defense. Connell up to Jones, gets it off to Gracie. Cash hands it off to Connell, who backs it out a bit and sets up the offense. Cool inside to Gracie. Gracie, Griffith on him, but Gracie fades away and hits the 10-footer for our first 2 points.
And that was good defense. Arcadia Loop City just kind of dropped in on Gracie, guarded him with three guys, but just better offense.
Now the other way, South Loop gets a turnover, and Cash Gracie lays it up and in for the first 4 points back-to-back. Now the press is broken. Going inside is Arcadia Loop City, but Connell, he's crafty on defense. He's usually good for about one drawn charge in a game, and there's his first one there.
Yeah, Lewandowski is the one that picked up the charge, his first foul whistled in the game tonight.
O'Connell will bring it up for the next offensive possession for the Bobcats. Off to Cool. Silas left open for three, left it short. Tracks down his own rebound, out to him. Cash Gracie, near side wing, drives all the way in, double teamed, and a foul is called.
Looks like it's going to go on Setlick. That'll be his first.
6:08 in the first quarter clock. South Loop up 4-0 with the ball in the half court. Gracie with it up top. Cash, couple of dribbles, now goes to the far side. Pulls the three, hits the three. 7 points on the board, all of them belonging to Cash Gracie. Now the Rebels trying to break this press. Garltz plays catch with Griffith, throws it ahead, and Setlick on the receiving end now pulls for three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Slobocheski. Post-to-post pass over to Lewandowski, who lays it up and in, plus the foul.
Nice play by Max. Gets the pass inside, able to absorb the contact, still enough strength to get it up on the rim and finish the play.
And Lewandowski can't finish the three-point play. Griffith crashes the boards and scores two, though. So I guess you'll take the 1 point miss if it means two more on the board. And now it's just a three-point game. Cash Gracie out to Cool. Now Cash gets it back, pulls a three and hits again. He's got 10 points. All of South Loop's scoring has come from Cash Gracie. Arcadia Loop City wants to answer. Garltz drives all the way in, can't get it to go. Now the Bobcats out and running. Cash Gracie, open floor, lays it up and in. He's got 12. He's feeling it on offense.
It's the Gracie show right now.
Now back the other way. Breaking the press is Arcadia Loop City, and it's a layup put up and in by Connor Slobocheski. Timeout on the floor. Will step away as well. It's a South Loop lead, 12-6.
Provide superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loop City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
We welcome you back to Callaway. Well, plenty of scoring here in the first period so far. We're not even halfway done, and Cash Gracie has gotten the scoring going for the Bobcats. He's got all 12 of their points. He runs across the lane, faces Silas Cool. They go away from him. Now Connell with it up top. Back to Silas Cool, 18-footer. Back of the rim, can't get it to go. Connell tracks down the long rebound. Now Trey attacks, swims through, can't get it. But it's going to go, well, let's see. Well, Connell caught the ball and was out of bounds. And, yeah, now they switch it back over to the Rebels, which I think is the right call. Connell kind of fell, and the ball fell into his lap, and they just about left it with the Bobcats, but it will go to ALC.
And that's a really good job of the officials working together as a unit. One of the officials saw it a little bit clearer than the other, and the right call was made.
Press broken, but it's knocked out of the hands of the Rebels on the final pass of the press break. And it's back to South Loop. Connell, nifty dribbling over to the far side. Whips it near side. Paulson with it into the game for the first time for South Loop. And went baseline. And Connell comes over and says, hey, you were open. Shoot that next time, buddy. Now the Bobcats to key it in. Paulson catches it up top. Gets it back over to Connell. Connell fakes the shot, puts it up, initiates the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Got Lewandowski in the air.
Yeah, and that's the second on Max.
So Trey Connell to the line for South Loop, who enjoys a 6-point lead right now. And Connell makes it a 7-point lead with the first make. Coming in for Arcadia Loop City is Isaiah Santos. Also running in for the Bobcats comes Harper Johnson, making his first appearance. Connell's second shot follows the first to make it a 14-6 game. Rebels again facing the pressure of South Loop, and almost getting a hand on it is Cash Gracie, just out of bounds. 4 minutes on the dot to go here first quarter. Garles keys it in. Now trying to dribble it was Arcadia Loop City, but they track it down after it was lost for just a second. Peyton Garles skips it over. Santos back out top. Three is blocked out of there by Cash Gracie. The attempt no good. And now getting back on defense very well was Brogan Setlick, preventing another scoring opportunity for Cash Gracie.
Yeah, two good plays on the defensive end by each team. Gracie with the block, and then Setlick with the hustle to break up the layup opportunity by Gracie.
It's a three in the corner by Trey Connell. Just a little give and go on the inbounds on the baseline with Paulson. Now it's opened up a 17-6 lead, and a foul is committed by South Loop in the full court press.
I think it's going to be Harper Johnson who just checked in. Going to pick up the foul. It is his first.
Peyton Garles to key it in, skips it all the way over to Setlick, who comes down with it, and we're in the half court for the Rebels. Garles looking into Santos in the short corner. It's kicked out of there. Harper Johnson, good defense. Garles up top to Setlick, who sets up the offense. And lobs it in. Griffith comes down with it, had a look at it under the rim, but it's pulled out of there by South Loop on the miss. That was so close to the rim, it looked just like an odd shot for a second, but Griffith went up and snagged it. Now Connell wants a three from the other corner. It bounces out of there. Griffith comes down with the defensive rebound for Arcadia Loop City. He pushes it up the floor, and it's going to be a jump ball. There were several different Rebels who were there on the receiving end, but Coach Habe not really a fan of the pass that far up the floor. Possession arrow pointed to Arcadia Loop City. Garles to key it in on the far baseline. Peyton into Setlick, pulls for a deep three-pointer, just long. Griffith skies for it, but it has his putback slapped away by Gracie. Connell, head full of steam, right towards us. Connell, no look pass to Harper Johnson. Johnson out to Jones, now Cash Gracie on the far wing. 2:30 to go, first quarter. South Loop will back it up and set up the offense. Connell goes out, sets a screen for Gracie, who swims through the lane, gets it at the high post. Cash squares up. Good defense there by Setlick, and they work it back outside to Paulson. Couple of dribbles, now over to Connell. Connell drives baseline, fouled by Garltz.
And I think that's going to be 2 on Garltz. So some foul trouble starting to mount a little bit for Arcadia Loop City. Lewandowski's got 2. Garltz now has 2.
Jones will go out for South Loop. Garltz out for Arcadia Loop City. Connell lobs it into Gracie. Gracie grabs it, shoots up an 8-footer, and he can't miss at this point. It's 19 for South Loop.
Had 3 defenders around him and still able to score.
And now a turnover. Gracie skies and scores 2 more. Now Connell intercepts the inbounds, kicks it out to Harper Johnson, and he can't get the 3 to go. I think the roof would have come off here in Callaway. Back the other direction. Arcadia Loop City turns it over under the rim. Connell pushing it, and Gracie he shoots forward and somehow corrals that one. The turnaround jumper is no good from Dylan Pandorf. And now Arcadia Loop City going to be fouled. I believe they're going to get Paulson on this foul as they were trying to get it to Griffith right around the timeline. With a pace about that last 45 seconds of clock time really sped up, and we've talked about it with opponents of South Loop before. South Loop wants that pace, and it's really hard not to feed into it as an opponent. Santos with it for Arcadia Loop City. Kicks it over. Slobaszewski kicks it off. Setlick. Top of the key over to Santos. Santos fakes a couple of passes and threw it out of bounds. It's a turnover back to South Loop.
Well, you talked about the pace and the way South Loop likes to quicken the pace. The one way you do that is with your defense. And coming in, certainly we knew and felt that Arcadia Loop City was going to have to maintain possession of the basketball. 8 turnovers right now for the Rebels.
3 put up by Paulson. Not caught. And now a technical foul is going to be issued on Hayden Griffith, who kind of got a little bit loose with the elbows on the fight for that rebound. And the official just does the right thing, comes in, asks the teams to kind of separate out, goes over and makes the call to the scorers table. So a long rebound off of the missed shot by Paulson is what kind of led to the extra contact down there.
Well, that also goes as a personal foul, so that's Griffith's first of the night. 6th team foul, though, for Arcadia Loop City, so South Loop in the bonus the rest of the way in this first half.
Cash Gracie to the free throw line. No one around him for the technical foul shot. And Cash gets it to go. And he'll back up and shoot another. And that one follows the first. Griffith will come out of the game. In for Arcadia Loop City is Parker Slobaszewski.
18 first quarter points now for Cash Gracie.
Gracie's going to get a rest as well. He finds the South Loop bench for what is likely to be the remainder of the first quarter as we approach 50 seconds to go. South Loop back in the half court. Paulson with it. Skips it over to Pandorf. To Jones. Now top of the key. Connell. Off to Paulson. Wow. The shot fake got 2 defenders to go by. Missed the first shot, but gets the follow to go. That was good offense from Connor Paulson. Now Arcadia Loop City breaks the press. Santos drives in. puts up the shot, can't get it, and the rebound is pulled out of there by South Loop's Caden Paulson. Connell picks up his dribble and is fouled with 9.4 to go in the first quarter. Slobaszewski, there's 2 Rebels with that name on the court right now, and there's also 2 South Loop Bobcats with the last name of Paulson.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, just like the players need to be kind of getting things together this part of the season, so do radio announcers, as Connell can't get the shot to go. Gets his own rebound, bodies on the floor, and a foul is going to be called. And now the foul's kind of mounting up for the Rebels. If they weren't before, they certainly are now.
Yeah, that's already the 8th team foul. And we still have a few seconds left to go in quarter number 1.
Connell, a couple of spins of the ball. Puts the shot up and knocks it home to earn a second. The South Loop going to enjoy pretty much an entire quarter going to the free throw line on every single foul by their opponent, as Connell can't get the second one. 4 seconds left. Arcadia Loop City into the front court. Setlick fires for a 3. It's off the back of the rim as the first quarter has come to an end. It's a 20-point lead for South Loop on their home floor here in Callaway. Back after this on KBBN.
Season is around the corner. You should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loop City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loop City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
James and Stephanie Klang with Klang Financial do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, they work with you to create a strategy that's based on your individual needs and objectives. Their concern is to get to know you and how their experience and training can best serve you. While they work with you as a team, there's never any doubt who's in charge. James and Stephanie analyze your needs, review your coverage, and supply all the information, but every decision is completely up to you. They're at 940 South D in Broken Bow. It's Klang Financial, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Man, what a quarter for Cash Gracie. 18 points in the opening quarter to lead the way for South Loop. Trey Connell had 6, Connor Paulson with 2. Meanwhile, Connor Slobaszewski, Hayden Griffith, and Max Lewandowski each with 2 for the Rebels as we start quarter 2.
Connell with it, comes to the near side wing, now kicks it up top to Paulson, fires for 3. Rebound pulled out of there by Griffith, and Hayden will dribble it up. The defense for South Loop kind of falls back a little bit, and a kick ball is called as Griffith brings it into the front court. Arcadia Loop City looking to cut into this 20-point lead, or this 20-point deficit, excuse me. And now a nice save by Connell ahead to Cash Gracie. It was behind his back. Now Cash the fake, can't get it to score. And the rebound pulled out of there by Max Lewandowski. Setlick drives all the way in, has it slapped away by Salick. Out into the hands of Griffith. We stay with the Rebels on the far side of the floor. Slobaszewski, 18-footer, can't get it. Weak side rebound and put back by Setlick is out of there and doesn't fall. Here we come back with the Bobcats. Paulson inside to Cash Gracie. Cash drives in, triple teamed, kicks it out. Paulson can't get the 3 to fall. Rebound pulled out of there by Setlick, who's out and running and has it slapped away from behind. Ball will remain with the Rebels. 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. No scores yet in the period. As Peyton Garltz keys it in. Gets it into Griffith. Griffith, deep corner, and throws it over the head of Setlick. Cash Gracie going to track it down. Setlick recovers, but Cash just shows some good patience and scores 2 more.
Well, that's just great hustle by Gracie I think Arcadia Loop City was just kind of thinking, okay, it's going to be over and back, but Gracie chases down the loose ball and gets easy too.
Now Lance Jones jumps up and two-hand spikes the ball in the about three-quarter, well, it is still a full-court press by the Bobcats. Garltz with it, looks up the floor, gets it off to Setlick. They're playing a little bit of catch. 10-second count getting dicey here. Now they break the half-court mark. They get it down to Lewandowski. Lewandowski might have got away with a little bit of a travel there. Fires up and missed. Rebound to Connell. Trey over to Jones. 18-footer. Missed it. Griffith pulls it out of there. Hayden into the front court. Skips it over to Garltz. Garltz skip pass all the way in the corner. Sloboszewski can't get it to fall. Paulson the rebound for the Bobcats. Now ahead to Cash Gracie. Cash, a one-man press break. Goes up, can't score it from 8 feet out. Garltz the rebound. Arcadia Loop City back the other direction. A skip pass all the way up, and they turn it over into the hands of Paulson. Now Connell slows it up. Thank you, Trey. 5:40 to go here, first half. 28-6 lead. It's a three for Gracie. Can't get it to fall. Jones the rebound, back out to Cash. Cash drives in, kicks it back out. Lance Jones, 18-footer, cans it. ALC out and running and in the half court. Setlick with it. Holds up for Griffith. Hayden, top of the key, back to Setlick. Pulls the trigger for three. Can't get it to go. Lewandowski, the weak side rebound, can't control it. And the shot after being picked up, Sloboszewski can't get it to fall. And now we're in the half court with the Bobcats again. Connell faked the three to Paulson in the corner. Back up top to Connell. Connell, baseball pass over to Jones. 10-footer, can't fall. And the ball's pulled out of there by Arcadia Loop City as we're under 5 to go first quarter. Griffith with it. Hayden into the lane, and a blocking foul going to be called on one of the South Loop Bobcats that got pinballed around down there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Paulson. I thought maybe it was going to be Jones who tried to step in front, but they'll get Paulson with the foul, and that's his second.
He'll come out of the game, as will Joey Salick. Out of the game is Connor Sloboszewski for Arcadia Loop City. Garltz gets it in. Setlick in the deep corner. Passes it out of the double team to Griffith. A little give and go. Setlick now the three. Just short. All of his three misses have been so close here tonight so far. Now Cash Gracie into the short corner. Up top. Connell, the three is up. Can't get it to fall. Setlick, the rebound for ALC. And now a turnover into the hands of the Bobcats. Gracie with it in the front court. Griffith. Good defense to get back. Affected the shot of Gracie, but he still made it. And now the press for the Bobcats has Connell slapping it out of bounds right in front of us. It stays with the Rebels. Garltz skips it ahead. And now gets it back. And skips it ahead to Griffith. And we're in the half court with the Rebels. Griffith gathers and is fouled as he makes his way towards the lane. I think they're going to get Harper Johnson on this one.
I think they actually showed Jones. Yep, Lance picked it up. His first.
Garltz out to Griffith, pulls for a three-pointer, left it short. Weak side rebound by Connell. Connell, baseball pass a little too strong as Cash Gracie couldn't track it down. Well, Cash has a good vertical leap, and he's fast, but he's not quite that fast and tall. Griffith picked off by Connell, who lays it up and in to score two more for South Loop. And now Arcadia Loop City back to the task of breaking this press. Skip pass, Griffith, far side. Double teamed, lost it initially, gets it off to Peyton Garltz. Garltz gets it off. Three-pointer is up, but missing is Ryan Cashlin. And we've got a foul on the fight for the ball on the weak side.
Yeah, I think it'll be Griffith of Arcadia Loop City. His second. Boy, good position down low for the rebound by Pandorf. Really did a good job of boxing out and kind of forcing Griffith into that foul.
Lance Jones to the bench for the Bobcats. Garles will take a rest, as will Lewandowski for the Rebels. A.J. Starr making his first appearance in the game for the Bobcats. To the free throw line is Dylan Pandorf. Dylan can't get the first shot to fall. Rebound pulled out of there by Santos for ALC. Santos wants to go all the way and wanted to go post to post, had a little bit too much heat on it for Ryan Cashlin. Ball back to the Bobcats. 3:08 to go here first half. They lead it 34-6. Connell into the front court, gets it off. Harper Johnson, near side wing. Wanted to get into Cash Gracie, just about let the pass go. Now the drive by Connell, just couldn't get it to go. Rebound Santos. Santos ahead to Cashlin. Holy cow. Good to see him get up from that because he just sold out for that one like a wide receiver in football. Went horizontal in the air. It came down completely on his body, and it's called for the travel.
That was a heck of a catch, though.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Oh, man.
If that was in the end of an end zone, that'd be in the highlight reel for a football game. Connell with it up top, 2:30 to go first half for South Loup, a commanding 34-6 lead. Connell drives, gets it off to Starr. Now he gives it back to Connell, who backs it out a bit. Johnson with it on the wing, into Cash Gracie, top of the key. Double team, gets it out to Connell. Connell tried the no-look pass, but Griffith intercepts it. Now Hayden Griffith off and running, wanted to go all the way, but catching up to him were the Bobcats, who knock it out. Garles and Lewandowski back into the game. Santos and Griffith will take a rest, and we've got a timeout on the floor with 2:09 to go in the first half. South Loup a commanding 34-6 lead over Arcadia Loup City.
At Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. Are you thinking about remodeling your kitchen or bathroom? Give me a call. I will assist you with every aspect of your upgrade to help reduce stress so you can fully enjoy your home's transformation. Bring your Pinterest visions to your free consultation. I will provide you with a 3D rendering of your kitchen before ordering. Let's get started today. Call Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia, 308-789-6252, and ask for Abby.
Thank you to Four County Heating and Air for bringing you tonight's action. Owners Brian Hogg and Austin Cox serve the area with a combined 20 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They provide free estimates and 24-hour service. They'll be there for you during this cold season. And hey, when the warm weather shows up eventually, they'll be there for you then too. Call Four County Heating and Air in Broken Bow, 872-2258. Thank you to Four County Heating and Air for sponsoring tonight's sports action. Well, Brent, I know a 34-6 lead can be daunting, especially when you're on the lesser end of that. What do the Rebels need to do here this final 2:09 heading into half?
Well, I think, number one, you forget about the score, and you just concentrate on taking care of the basketball. You just concentrate on yourself right now. And, you know, listen, the Rebels have had some good looks, just have not been able to get a shot to go down yet.
Setlick fires for three on the inbounds play. Can't get it to fall. Now the Bobcats back the other way. Harper Johnson with it. Now Cash Gracie, who hands it off to Connell. Under 2 to go first half. Harper Johnson. Double teamed is Cash Gracie in the short corner. They work it around. Far side. Little 8-foot shot by Pandorf. Can't fall, but on the fight for the rebound, A.J. Starr comes out of there on the long one. Now Pandorf tracks it down in the corner after the fast pass from Connell. And Cash Gracie backs it out, 1:30 to go first half. Cash drives in, cut off. Now tries to get it through and is fouled on his pass to Connell.
Looks like it'll go on Brogan Setlick, which will be his second. But it puts South Loup in the double bonus, so this will be a 2-shot foul for Gracie.
Cash's first shot hits all nylon to score 1.
23 points in the first half for Cash Gracie.
It will remain 23 as he can't get the second one to fall. Now the Rebels facing this full court press again. Garltz has it spiked back by Connell. Now gets it ahead. And in the half court with Lewandowski tracking it down at the top of the key. Back to Garltz, fires for three. Side rim, can't get it. And the rebound goes out of bounds off South Loop. We'll have a baseline inbounds play upcoming for the Rebels. Garltz to key it in with 1:04 to go, first half. Setlick with it up top. Now Garltz in the corner, has it knocked away. AJ Starr pulled it out of there, and it goes out of bounds. Last called off of Starr. Garltz to throw it in for the Rebels. Does just that. Slobaszewski hits the three. Connor got a good quick look at it on the inbounds and hit it.
Well, you feel good for Connor. You feel good for Arcadia Loop City. Finally, one of those perimeter shots able to fall.
Connell with the dribbling up top. Holds up for a moment. Burning a little bit of clock here. Wouldn't be surprised if South Loop just goes for one final shot before heading to half. 25 seconds now. Connell and Johnson kind of playing a little bit of catch out there. Arcadia Loop City trying to trap Connell, who fires it all the way across the court to Pandorf, who can't get it to go. Rebound ALC. 12 seconds to go. Setlick into the front court. Johnson tracks it down. Now Connell ahead to Cash Gracie. Gracie, wow, the sweep through pass over to Pandorf, who can't get the lay-in to go. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the shot by Slobaszewski can't get it to go. And we go to half. It's a 35-9 lead for South Loop over Arcadia Loop City. Brent will tally up the numbers. We'll give you a look at those after this halftime break on KBBN.
In Oconto is proud to sponsor this high school sports broadcast, featuring some of our awesome student athletes right here in central Nebraska. Cliff and his team at Badgley Well are always on call at 858-4409. From domestic to stock wells, call Badgley Well Service of Oconto. They have the experience to get the job done right. Call Badgley Well Service of Oconto when water is the goal. Badgley Well is happy to help bring you this sports broadcast.
Need ranching supplies? AgriBest Feeds in Callaway has them. Putting your cows on stalks? Consider AgriBest molasses-free Sweet Pro tubs that come with a complete mineral package, plus Probiotin digestive aid that helps cattle consume up to 25% less forage. They also carry livestock equipment from Powder River and Tartar, and they carry aerial quip chutes and portable tub alley systems. Don't forget they stock vet supplies, pet and poultry feed, and dry shod boots. At AgriBest Feeds, proud to bring you this sports broadcast featuring the South Loop Bobcats.
If you've ever seen the Milwaukee tool display at Mills Hardware in Arnold, you probably thought it was as big as it could ever be. Well, you better go back and see it again soon, because it's even bigger. The display is now 350 feet long. 3 aisles of Milwaukee tools that lead the industry in durability and performance. Simply put, the selection and knowledge you'll get when you choose Mills Hardware is going to be top-notch. Mills Hardware in Arnold, proud to be the area's premier Milwaukee connection.
Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loop City is open for you from 8 until 6 Monday to Saturday and Sunday from 9 until 1. When it comes to your lawn and garden for any season, shop Kushock Hardware and Variety. They invite you to do your gift shopping with them too. In the basement, Platte River Outdoors holds a full-service archery and outdoor supply shop with all the brands you know and love. Happy to help bring you this broadcast of the Arcadia Loop City Rebels, Kushock Hardware and Variety in Loop City.
Loop Agency Loop Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loop Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loop Agency Loop Realty, Loop City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.looprealty.com.
Rocks Underground serves Central Nebraska with expertise in water and irrigation services. Need some help? Call Rocky Dockweiler at 870-3457. Rocky salutes the student athletes of the area and all the hard work they put in each and every season and is very proud of the young men and women that live in central Nebraska. Enjoy this broadcast, brought to you in part by Rocky Dockweiler with Rocks Underground in Oconto.
We bring you back to Callaway High School. We're in the boys' half of our doubleheader, and we're at halftime of it as South Loup leads at 35-9 is the score. Tone was really set early by South Loop's Cash Gracie. He scored the first 12 points of the game for the Bobcats, finished with 23 in the first half. For Arcadia, Loup City had some looks, especially from the perimeter, just found it tough going offensively in the first half, did the Rebels, as again South Loup leads at 35-9 here at the half. As we take a look at the first half numbers, obviously you start with Cash Gracie, as we mentioned, 23 first half points. 18 of them came in the first quarter. The rest of the scoring for South Loup, Trey Connell with 8, Connor Paulson with 2, and Lance Jones with 2 for the Bobcats. Meanwhile, for Arcadia Loup City, their scoring goes like this. Connor Slabashevsky able to hit a 3 in the second quarter, and he finishes with 5 in the first half to lead the Rebels. Hayden Griffith with 2, Max Lewandowski with 2 for Arcadia Loup City. If you look at the statistics, there is one area that Arcadia Loup City has really played well in, and they've rebounded the ball well. 19 rebounds for Arcadia Loup City, 13 is what we have for South Loup. We knew that taking care of the basketball would be critical for Arcadia Loup City tonight. Unofficially, 14 turnovers for the Rebels, and the South Loup Bobcats have been able to take advantage of some of those tonight. As far as the free throws are concerned, South Loup got there 10 times in the first half, shot 60%, were 6 of 10. And meanwhile, Arcadia Loup City getting to the line just once, where they were 0 for 1.
Thank you very much, Brent. Want to take a moment to thank Scott Harvey. He's your local Thrivent financial representative. Life insurance can help you protect your future and loved ones, but your needs may change over time. Thrivent is committed to helping you find solutions that align with your life, so schedule your checkup today. Call 308-872-2511 to learn how Scott can help you. Thank you to Scott Harvey, your local Thrivent financial representative, for bringing you tonight's basketball action. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll get you set up for the second half here in the boys' game as South Loup leads it 35-9 over Arcadia Loup City.
Along with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, love supporting the community and are happy to be able to help bring you this sports broadcast. The Callaway District Hospital and Medical Clinics delight in serving the area with their public transportation service. Call 308-212-0464 to schedule a ride today. Areas served and destinations requested will be evaluated on a first-come, first-served basis. Cheering on the area athletes from the Callaway District Hospital and the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics.
Have you heard the buzz?
Yeah, it's got to be my neighbor's beehive.
Beehive?
Yeah, it's that new pivot controller from Beehive Ag.
Cool, what's it do?
Your phone becomes your pivot panel. You can control your pivot, pump, in-gun, and it even has GPS and VRI. Breathe new technology into old pivots.
Really? The subscription must be expensive.
No, there is no subscription fee. Contact Rich Reynolds with Rain Dance Repair at 308-870-4455. That's 870-4455.
New location, same great service. A1 Auto Repair is still in Arnold, excited to get you on the road or keep you there. 110 East 7th, otherwise known as the old John Deere Implement, the former Mills Hardware location, the last building on the south side of Arnold, the first building going north into town, the building south of the Baptist Church, the building on the east just before the Highway 40 bridge. No matter how you describe it, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold invites you to stop by. Say hi soon at their new digs. Geared for Sports in Broken Bow is all about gearing you up for sports, whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands. They have it. Right now through February 4th, all regular price shoes are marked at 20% off. So head through their door on the west side of the square and bring your feet to do some test fitting. Geared for Sports, open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
Ackland Day TV would like to acknowledge all the local athletes and coaches from our area We are proud of the athletes for the sportsmanship, hard work, and dedication that they put into each season. Agland ATV knows all about working hard and playing hard, just like a Polaris. Best of luck to all the local teams from Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Polaris adult models are for riders age 16 and older. Always wear a helmet and be sure to take a training course. Polaris machines are not intended for on-road use.
Let the games begin. Pregame Bank enables you to manage your finances from the bleachers, sidelines, or wherever you are with 24/7 access to your accounts. Check your balances with mobile banking, reimburse friends and family for concession stand goods with Zelle, and even set up automatic payments or reminders to never miss a payment again with Bill Pay. The ball is in your court. Pregame Bank is a proud sponsor of area athletics and wishes all student athletes a safe and successful season. Pregame Bank, member FDIC.
Anytime is a good time to buy plants because of indoor plants. The Garden Center has some rare and exciting indoor plants you need to lay eyes on. They're priced right and they're rare. Some might even call them unusual. They will satisfy your need for something new and different. They have the potting soil, creative and stylish pots, and plant displays you need too. Closed Sunday and Monday, open Tuesday to Friday 10 to 5:30 and Saturday 10 to 2. Open year-round for you, the Garden Center in Broken Bow.
And we welcome you back to Callaway High School, ready to go into half number 2 of the boys' half of our doubleheader. South Loop leading it over Arcadia Loop City 35-9. And to take you the rest of the way, here once again is Jeremy.
All right, thank you very much, Brent. Yeah, 35-9 lead for South Loop. We'll kind of see how the rest of this game plays out, but you know, it seems cliche, but at this point in the season, there's always things that you can learn about, whether your team is up by a lot or down by a lot, because you've still got a lot of season going forward. We've got conference tournaments right around the corner, sub-district play. The thing I always love about high school basketball in the state of Nebraska is if you turn things on and get some things clicking as you head into sub-district play, you have just as much right to make it to the state tournament or beyond as any other team that has had success to that point. So lots to build on for these teams. Setlick in the front court for Arcadia Loop City, the opening possession of the second half. Garltz with it in the corner. Peyton double teamed, gets it down to Griffith. Griffith is fouled. Arcadia Loop City probably happy to have the fouls reset at halftime because South Loop going to the line a lot there to end the first half. Setlick fakes the three. Slobaszewski had it slapped away, now recovers. And Griffith tracks it down in the short corner. Hayden knocked down. And the Rebels retain possession. Garltz a three, can't get it to hit. Jones the weak side rebound. Connell immediately eyes up the court. Just dribbles into the front court though. Off to Cool. Silas trying to get into Gracie. Doesn't like what he sees. Gets it back up to Connell. 45 seconds gone here in the third quarter. No scores yet here in the period. Lance Jones throws up the three. Can't get it to fall. Hit the front and back rim before shooting out. Garltz almost picked off on his pass to Setlick, who tracks it down. Setlick tries to get into Lewandowski. Throws it off his shoulder. Connell on the receiving end of it. Cash Gracie, 15-footer, gets it. And the scoring starts again here in the third quarter for Cash. Garltz skips it over. Slobaszewski unable to track it down. Connor gave a good effort at it, but just couldn't reach it in time. Gracie into Connell. Connell right to left. Swims around Garltz. Up to Jones. Deep three-pointer off the side of the rim. Rebound fought in there. Cool keeps it alive. And fouled on the putback is Joey Salick.
As good hustle by Silas Cool. He was the one that crashed the glass first and kept that ball alive as Salick was able to pick it up and then drew contact as he went in for the shot.
Salick to the line. First shot off the side of the rim falls outside. And now his look at the second. And Salick gets that one to go as Connor Paulson comes into the game for Silas Cool. Full court press continues here from South Loop as Garland slaps the ball and brings it in. Setlick with it, trapped, and skips it all the way over to Slabashevsky. And now the Rebels, good ball movement. They break the press, but now they turn it over. Connor Paulson picks it off. Paulson into the front court to Connell, who holds it up at the volleyball spike line. Trey conducts the offense, gets it off to Cash Gracie. Left wing. Open shot from 10 for Jones, left it long. Garlds the rebound. No one back for South Loop. Setlick lays it up and gets it to go. Connell almost got a hand on that one, but it was just outside of his fingers.
That's a really good finish at the rim by Brogan Setlick. His first 2 points of the night.
Connell off to Paulson. Gets it in, high post. And they work it around down low to Jones, who turns and fires. From the block, Lance Jones scores 2. Now Paulson picks it off as Arcadia Loop City was trying to work quickly up the floor. And a foul is committed by Setlick, trying to recover.
Well, Setlick picks up his third. Max Lewandowski, he picked up his third. So each of those with 3 for Arcadia Loop City.
Santos into the game for Arcadia Loop City. Harper Johnson in for the Bobcats of South Loop, as playing point guard now is Connor Paulson. Playing off the ball is Connell. 18-footer is out of there for Cash Grace. He can't get it to fall. Now the Rebels back the other way. Griffith missed the layup, and it's last off of Lewandowski. Rebels will have to fall back on defense.
Well, you feel bad for Hayden. Had a chance at a layup on a beautiful pass from Isaiah Santos. Great delivery, but Griffith just not quite able to finish at the rim.
Approaching 5 to go here in the third quarter. It's a 40-11 score. South Loop on top. Cash Gracie, high post look. Connell, nice shot fake, gets inside. Can't get it to fall. Griffith tracks down the rebound for Arcadia Loop City. Gets it out to Santos. Santos has it poked away, and it will remain with Arcadia Loop City. Griffith into the front court for the Rebels. Double team there by Gracie as well as Johnson. They move it around to Garlds. He fires up a 3 off the front of the rim. Lewandowski skies for the rebound, gets it to go, puts up a shot, and gets it to fall over the outstretched arms of the defender, Joey Salick. Wow, what a tough shot from Max Lewandowski for the hoop and the harm.
Yeah, good tough play by Max. Able to get inside, as you said, absorb the contact. Still enough power to get it up on the rim and finish the play.
Couple of dribbles here from Max, and he completes the three-point play. Good trip down the floor for the Rebels. It's 40-14 with 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Connor Paulson brings it ahead for South Loop. Connell with it now up top, surveys the defense, now calls out a play. Points his teammates around and now steps forward to get into the half-court play. Connell attacks. Swing pass over to Paulson, tracks it down and saves it. Now Cash Gracie at the top, double-teamed and backs it out. Now pulls a 3 and left it just long. Tracks down his own rebound, though. Kicks it out. Harper Johnson, swing past Connell. His 3 also falls out, and Griffith pulls down the rebound for ALC. Garlds to Santos. Santos, nice pass to Lewandowski, who can't finish the layup. Lewandowski tries to recover, but Connell comes away with it. Now Connell breaks the pressure, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson walked with it. Wait, Arcadia Loop City, a good opportunity right there to string some points together. Just couldn't quite get it to fall on this end.
And that's kind of been the story, unfortunately, for Arcadia Loop City offensively. Have had some good looks tonight, but just have not been able to get them to fall.
Setlick hands it off to Santos. ALC in the half court. Santos thought about the 3, now gets it back. And it's thrown away as Garlds was looking for the lob pass to Lewandowski inside. Nice pass down the court to Cash Gracie from Lance Jones on the assist. Cash lays in for 2 more.
Yeah, great initial pass on the diagonal from Connell to Jones, and then the extra pass to Gracie for the easy 2.
Garltz in the front court. Gets the pass from Lewandowski. Now Setlick in the corner. Double teamed. Gets it through to Peyton Garltz, and he walked with it. Just didn't put it on the ground fast enough. And it's a turnover back to South Loup. And we've got a mass substitution coming here from Arcadia Loup City. Few players we've seen at various points of the night. I think this is the first appearance, though, for Caden Kowalski. Connell into the front court. 2:48 to go here, third quarter. Johnson with it, left side, off to Jones. Now Connell in the corner. Short corner to Cash Gracie. Nice pass, block to block over to Connor Paulson, who lays it in for two. South Loup falls back in the half-court ALC. Rebels to Setlick. High post look, and now they work it around again. They work it around to the corner. Kowalski's three falls out of there, and Connell the long rebound ahead to Cash Gracie. Cash ahead, and he dunks it on the other side. 3 quarters in to still have the legs to be able to get up there and put one down. Impressive. 46-14, the lead, South Loup. Setlick, step back three-pointer, can't get it to fall, and we've got a foul on the weak side as Harper Johnson and Parker Slabacheski were fighting for it. And several substitutions coming in for the Bobcats now as well. Four of the 5 Bobcats that were in there will sub out. Johnson, the remaining Bobcat, on the floor. Setlick with it up top, gets it off. Kowalski tries to feed it back over to him, and South Loup comes away with it and almost turns it right back over. Now A.J. Starr on the run out. He lays it up and scores for South Loup.
And give credit to Caden Paulson with the beautiful assist.
Here come the Rebels. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Back in the half court, Connor Slabacheski has it in the corner. Fakes the three-pointer. Now it's Setlick from the short corner. Can't get the 15-footer to go. Silas Kuhl lost it. Tracks it down and gets it off to Johnson. We approach 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. South Loup back in the half court. Starr with it in the corner. AJ looking around, gets it up to Kuhl. Silas attacks, gets a screen, puts up the shot, is fouled. Nice looking screen there on the edge of the lane from Dylan Pandorf that got Silas Kuhl to the rim where he drew that foul.
Foul was on Parker Slabacheski, his second, team's third. .7 showing on the clock here in the third quarter. I was looking down at my paper. Did Silas knock that first one in? Yes, he did.
Okay.
Nothing but net.
5 subs back in for Arcadia Loup City as Silas Kuhl knocks home his second shot. Garlt's back in there, as is Griffith, Santos, Lewandowski, and also in there for Arcadia Loup City is Sam Krolikowski. And Harper Johnson kicks the ball as Santos was looking for Griffith up top. Garlt's to inbound it on the far sideline. Gets it into Santos. Johnson picks him up just slightly in the backcourt. Now in the front court comes Santos. Trapped, gets it off to Garltz. Now Griffith steps into a three, but steps is the key word there. He took one too many and traveled with it. Now 44 seconds showing in the third quarter. 48-14 lead for South Loup. Who has the ball? Harper Johnson into the front court. Off to Starr. They go far side over to Caden Paulson. Caden holding it for a moment. Tries to skip it all the way across to Pandorf. Turns it over into the hands of Hayden Griffith. Griffith doesn't care about the triple team. Goes all the way and is fouled. He'll head to the line. But just when you think Hayden's going to hold up and wait for his teammates. He takes on the triple team head on.
Yeah, good aggressive move. He knew he was going to the rim, and he wasn't going to stop till he got there. Draws the foul on Harper Johnson, who picks up his third.
Griffith can't get the first one to go. Connor Paulson comes back in. Harper Johnson runs out. He joins A.J. Starr as well as Dylan Pandorf. Caleb McFate also in there for the Bobcats, as is Caden Paulson. Second shot is out of there for Griffith. Can't get it to fall. Garles had a look at a putback, but couldn't get that to go either. Connor Paulson controls it for South Loup. 15 seconds to go, third period. Paulson trapped. Santos pulls it away. And now 8 seconds to go. Arcadia Loup City breaks the pressure, gets it to Griffith. Griffith has it slapped away. Now Hayden puts up a crazy shot. Thought maybe there was less time than there actually was. Couldn't get it to fall, and time expires on the third period. It's a 48-14 lead for South Loup over Arcadia Loup City here on KBBN.
Irrigation may be known worldwide, but their roots are right here in central Nebraska, something they are very proud of. They hire right here in the heartland and know their success is due to those quality employees. As a way of showing support for the community, Sargent Irrigation sponsors high school sports broadcasts, so those unable to attend can follow the action. Enjoy the broadcast, sponsored in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
Thank you again to James and Stephanie Klang with Klang Financial. They do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. Instead, they work with you to create a strategy that's based on your individual needs and objectives. Their main concern is to get to know you and how their experience and training can best serve you. While they work with you as a team, there's never any doubt who's in charge. James and Stephanie analyze your needs, review your coverage, and supply all the information. But the important part is every decision is completely up to you. They're at 940 South D in Broken Bow. Klang Financial with James and Stephanie Klang, sponsors of tonight's broadcast. Well, 8 minutes back up on the clock. Fourth period in front of us as South Loup is on the far side of the court from our side on the stage. And Paulson somehow tracks that one down. It went through his legs about 3 times on the loose ball. And now A.J. Starr is going to be fouled by Arcadia Loup City.
Beyond Peyton Garles, his third.
South Loup back in the half court. Harper Johnson with it, skips it over and around. Connor Paulson with it now in the corner. Tries to drive against Setlick, who plays good defense, moving his feet. Back up to Starr. AJ with the bounce, has it knocked away by Garles. And now Arcadia Loup City turns it back over. Pass was too hot from Peyton Garles to Griffith. .30 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. Pandorf keys it in to Paulson, and Connor runs it ahead. Well, I was going to say into the front. Now he goes into the front court. Made me think about it. Gets it off to Caden Paulson. The handoff to Harper Johnson. Head full of steam, gets all the way to the rim and is fouled. He earns a trip to the line. Good aggressive move from South Loup's Harper Johnson.
Yeah, and that was all set up by Harper moving without the basketball to get himself open. Able to get into the lane area and now go to the line.
Harper's first shot, back of the rim, doesn't fall. Into the game for Arcadia Loup City comes Cashlin. Ryan Cashlin in for Peyton Garles. Harper Johnson's second one, false. Setlick brings it into the front court, gets it off to Griffith. Griffith, head full of steam, drives through everybody, gets to the rim, can't get it to fall, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Well, you just love the aggressiveness that Hayden plays with. Again, his aggressiveness to get to the rim. Not quite able to finish, but does draw the foul.
He gets the first free throw to fall as well. That foul believe going on A.J. Starr, his first. Griffith can't get the second one to follow the first. Rebound South Loop, and we're off and running. Connor Paulson into the front court. Lost it, recovers. Looks at Caden Paulson, can't get it there. Good defense over there in the corner by Connor Slobaszewski. Now Paulson driving. Nice post-to-post look over to Pandorf, who is fouled by Griffith on the weak side. And that was all created by the drive and attack by Connor Paulson. Connor, the fun freshman to watch play for the South Loop Bobcats. Shot up and doesn't fall from Dylan Pandorf at the free throw line. Tell you what, the South Loop Bobcats, they've got a lot of young guys that get a lot of significant playing time. Pandorf knocks home his second. He's a freshman. Connor Paulson does a lot of ball handling when Connell's not out there. He's a freshman. A.J. Starr is a sophomore. Harper Johnson, a sophomore. All names that we've been calling out all night long. Now Johnson forces a turnover. And now down on the other end, A.J. Starr has his shot blocked. It will stay that direction as it was last off Lewandowski. Paulson to key it in. Tries to fit it through to Pandorf, but it's picked off. Slobaszewski wants to get out and run. Almost drug that pivot foot. Gets it off into the hands of his teammate. Oh, who put up that shot? Cashlin put up the shot, but on the long rebound, it goes out of bounds. Last off, Arcadia Loop City. Here comes South Loop as we approach 6 to go here in the fourth quarter. They own a 50-15 lead. Harper Johnson fouled as he worked to the far side of the court. Brogan Setlick whistled for that one.
Yeah, Brogan's fourth, team's seventh, so South Loop in the bonus as Johnson will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Harper with a couple of dribbles. Can't get the first one to fall. Rebound pulled out of there by Slobaszewski. Ahead to Setlick. Setlick double teamed immediately. Boy, this defensive pressure tonight from South Loop has been suffocating. Lewandowski had it for a moment. Now they work it around the outside. Back to Setlick. Fires for three. Can't get it to go. It's been a rough night behind the line for Setlick. He's gotten lots of good looks. He's got a good-looking shooting form. And you know the Rebels are comfortable with him firing those up there. It just hasn't been his evening. On the ball going out of bounds. Inbounds play into the hands of Caden Kowalski, who lays it in.
Beautiful inbounds pass.
5:35 to go, fourth quarter. Paulson attacking, gets it off to his teammate Caden Paulson, who, he lost it out of bounds on the far side of the floor. Rebels basketball. Setlick into the front court, splits the double team, pull-up jumper from the free throw line. A.J. Starr, the rebound for South Loop. Connor Paulson, baseball pass up to Pandorf, who skies for it, but can't quite come down with it. Tried to tap his toes inbounds, and he comes back and cracks a smile at his teammate, says, I almost had her. And we've got 5 new players coming in for Arcadia Loop City now. Several players that we've called so far, several not. And they'll have the ball on offense, so we'll call them out as we work the ball around. Santos almost loses it, now tracks it down. Gets it over near side. Krolikuski lost it, but I think a blocking foul is going to be called on Caden Paulson here. Inbounds coming for the Rebels. Slobaszewski, Parker to key it in. Parker looking, gets it up to Santos. Santos pulls it down around to Nick Jepson in there for the Rebels for the first time. Rebels working around the outside. Slabashevsky puts it up. Parker, had that one all but down, but it doesn't fall, and now the Rebels rebound it and turn it over on an over and back. The far side official called a touch. The near side official did not. They come together and confer again and call it Rebels basketball. Been impressed with this officiating crew tonight.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, for sure.
Santos into the front court. Parker tracks it down, gives it back to Santos. Santos to Jepson. Jepson lost the ball. Harper Johnson takes it away. Now Harper skies and lays it up and in on the far side to score for South Loup. Isaiah Santos into the front court. Works it far side, skip pass. Shot from the corner by Jepson, can't get the three to fall. The rebound is off of who? It's off of Arcadia Loop City, back to the Bobcats. 4:15 to go in the contest. It's a 52-17 lead for South Loup. Can't understate the importance of these minutes for both of these teams and the players on the floor as AJ Starr totes up a three. Can't get it to fall. Pandor fights for the rebound, but it's pulled out of there by Slabachevsky, who holds up at half court. And Arcadia Loop City kind of helter-skelter for a moment, but Santos comes away with it. And now it's dribbled on the baseline by the Rebels, Sam Krolikowski. Harper Johnson to key it in. And Paulson will play point guard again for the Bobcats. Santos picks him up just across the timeline. Paulson attacks, puts it up, can't get it to fall. Pandorf, the weak side rebound. He's fouled on the putback attempt. Boy, his hands kind of poked up out of there out of a sea of Rebels' hands. And he came down with it. Good-looking rebound on the weak side.
That's a great play by Pandorf. Got up high to secure that rebound, too.
Dylan Pandorf, the 6'1 freshman, to the line. His first shot. Side of the rim, can't fall. Back into the game for Arcadia Loop City is Ryan Cashlin. Santos will get some rest. Pandorf back in action at the line. This one almost identical to the first, off the right side of the rim and falls out. Cashlin plays point guard for the Rebels. Into the front court, stops at the free throw line, blocked by Pandorf, who skies high on it. And now South Loup trying to recover and steal it away. A jump ball called as Paulson got tied up with Arcadia Loop City's Krolikowski. Jepson tosses it in to Cashlin. Cashlin holds up, skips it over, and now gets it back as Arcadia Loop City works into their half-court offense. Jepson fires the three-pointer off the front of the rim. Cashlin, the offensive rebound, can't get the putback to fall. Another offensive rebound for Krolikowski, who tosses it out. Jepson fires away again. This one just barely doesn't go down, and the long rebound goes out of bounds back to South Loup. Caleb McFate back into the game for the Bobcats. He runs down and takes the corner position as he comes in for Caden Paulson. Freshman Connor Paulson continues to play point guard for South Loup late in this one. He drives in, kicks it out. McFate's three, just off the back of the rim, can't fall. It's off the hands of a Rebel, and it will stay with the Bobcats on that end. Cashlin out. Logan, you're going to have to help me with this name there, Brent.
Veith Gok.
Veith Gok into the game. His first appearance, clearly. Harper Johnson, top of the key three-pointer, can't fall. Paulson comes down with the rebound, is blocked, but also got some contact there in the lane as he goes for the putback shot. Logan Veith Gok, a 5'10 senior into the game for the first time tonight. I think about every single Rebel, including him, was in on that action as Paulson drove into the lane. Can't get the first free throw to fall. And now Connor steps forward for a second look. This one doesn't go either. Rebound, Rebels. Parker Slobaszewski gets it ahead, and it's slapped out of the hands of Veith Gach as he goes for the baseline drive.
Yeah, good defense by Caleb McFate. Able to reach in and knock the ball away.
McFate, a 5'7" sophomore in there for South Loup. Slobaszewski gets it in. They put it around to Jepson, who gets a 3 to go. He hasn't been shy about throwing up that three-pointer since coming in, but the 5'7" sophomore knocks one home. Paulson, nice look over to Pandorf on the block to answer for South Loup on the quick offense set. Parker Slobaszewski holds up, kicks it over, now in the corner. Driving is Jepson. Jepson cut off, double teamed by McFate and Starr. Staying active though, gets it out of there to Slobaszewski, can't get it to go. The stick-to-itiveness. Parker gets it on the weak side after his initial miss, gets the hoop and the harm.
There you go. I think that was the right term. Parker just stuck with it, kept battling, got the rebound, the putback, and now a chance to go to the line.
Parker steps up and can't complete the three-point play, and South Loup now turns it over. They were the last to touch it as it goes out of bounds, so another possession for the Rebels. Slobaszewski will key it in. Parker looks around, gets it in. They want another three from Jepson. He fakes it and then throws one up, almost gets it to go. The rebound off the miss is put up and in by Trevor Horton in for Arcadia Loup City.
Nice to see these guys getting in the scorebook. Horton with his first 2 points of the night.
Paulson hands it off to Johnson, who hands it off to A.J. Starr. Jump stop. Paulson lost it, throws it back in, but it's intercepted by Slobaszewski. Here comes Arcadia Loup City with 1:10 to go in the game. Down 30, they turn it over back into the hands of South Loup. Harper Johnson with it in the front court. A.J. Starr faked the three, drives in, hands it off to Pandorf, who turns around and scores it. Wow, look at that connection. A.J. Starr, the 5'10 sophomore, into the hands of the 6'1 freshman Dylan Pandorf, and now South Loup turns over Arcadia Loup City again. Paulson drives all the way in, can't get the reverse layup to fall. Rebound is pulled out of there by ALC. They'll bring it up for another possession as we approach 30 seconds to go in the game. Skip pass over to Jepson, fires again. Three-pointer doesn't fall this time. McFate last to touch it for the Bobcats on the weak side. Parker Slobaszewski slaps the ball, keys it in. Work it around, three-pointer is up, blocked. Veith Gach had a piece of it taken out of the air, and now Harper Johnson scores on the far side on the fast break. 10 seconds left in this one. Arcadia Loup City hoping to get one more shot up before this one is over. Veith Gach throws it up off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Veith Gach on the rebound there. Can't get the putback to go. The initial shot was put up and missed by Arcadia Loup City, and time expires. It's a 58-24 victory. South Loup gets the victory in the girls' game, and they follow that up with a victory in the boys' game here in Callaway. Brent will tally up the final numbers. We'll hear from a few more of our sponsors making tonight's coverage possible, and we'll give those numbers to you when we return here on KBBN.
Scott and Colton with Duda Plumbing are proud to be your one-stop plumbing shop. They do septic pumping. Trust them. You do not want to put it off. Contact them for everything from new construction to remodels, service and drain cleaning to septic installations and sewer camera inspections. Scott and Colton are proud to support the area's student athletes by bringing you this broadcast. Contact Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
And we bring you back to Callaway High School. It's gone final in the boys' half of our doubleheader tonight as South Loup picks up their 11th win of the year as they knock off Arcadia Loup City by a final score of 58-24. As we take a look at some of the final numbers, big night for Cash Gracie. Gracie finishes with 29 in the game. He had 18 in the first quarter, 23 in the first half, and finishes with 29 for the game. Rest of the scoring for South Loup tonight, Trey Connell finishes with 8. Dylan Pandorf off the bench had 5. All of those came in the final quarter. Connor Paulson finishes with 4. Lance Jones with 4 in the game. A.J. Starr with 2. Silas Kuhl with 2. Harper Johnson with 5. All of those came in the fourth quarter. And Joey Salick with 1 point tonight for the victorious Bobcats. Meanwhile, for Arcadia Loup City, their scoring went like this. Connor Slabashevsky had 5 in the game. Caden Kowalski off the bench to pick up 2 in the fourth quarter. Trevor Horton finished with 2. Hayden Griffith had 3 points tonight for the Rebels. Broken Setlick with 2. Parker Slabashevsky had 2, and Max Lewandowski with 5 in the game. So Connor Slabashevsky and Max Lewandowski leading the way for Arcadia Loup City, each had 5 in the game for the Rebels. So again, South Loup picks up the win. 58-24 was the final. And as we get ready to sign off for the night, we bring Jeremy back to the microphone. And Jeremy, a good night of basketball and 2 good productive wins for South Loup tonight.
Yeah, and you know, when we were opening up the broadcast, we talked about the importance of kind of ironing out those wrinkles that still exist later on in the season as you work towards conference tournament time and then sub-districts and the postseason. And I think these are 2 Bobcat squads that really were happy to come out and play some really good basketball tonight, because I certainly see them as 2 basketball teams that could see themselves in the postseason going forward. So it'll be a great opportunity for them to work into the season in the days and weeks to come. And I wouldn't be surprised to see these Bobcat squads move forward deep into the postseason. So I know they were glad to get some W's on their record tonight. Before we close out our broadcast, we want to thank the sponsors that made it possible. Let's start with the video sponsors that you folks saw on your screen this evening. They include A1 Auto Repair, First State Insurance, Pinnacle Bank of Arnold, 2 Ski Welding, Moshka's Building Center as well. Thank you to Grocery Cart, Culligan, Callaway District Hospital, Palmer Monument, Mead Lumber, Lyons Appliance, Nebraska State Bank, Agland ATV, Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers, Insurance of the Heartland, Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, Broken Bow Livestock, Sandhills Custom Creations, Moline Seed and Fence, and Agribest Feeds, your video sponsors this evening. Thank you as well to the Callaway Market, Loup City Auto Parts, Lyons Appliance, First State Insurance, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Moshka's Building Center, Badgley Well Service, Agribest Feeds, Mills Hardware, Kushag's Hardware and Variety Store, and Platte River Outdoors, Loup Agency, Loup Realty, Rocks Underground, the Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Rain Dance Repair, and A1 Auto Repair. Thank you as well to our sponsors you hear on every broadcast at KCNI KBBN, Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Aeroseed, Custer Federal State Bank, Rods Bonding and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Mead Lumber, Shelter Insurance Agent Brent Custer, A to Z Lawn Pro, Squire Septic Service of Myrna, Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Bruning Bank, the Garden Center, Sargent Irrigation, and Duda Plumbing. As you can tell, we have wonderful community support for high school basketball teams such as these that we saw tonight. For Brent Apperson and our videographer Grant Winter, I'm Jeremy Scheib, wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening. Have a great night.
Listening to our coverage of high school sports. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast.